We're alive?
It rhymes with it.
You just love me. You just like me to say that.
I don't want you to say it. It's just you've been listening to a lot of RMC Mike and
Rio the Young OG.
Rio the Young OG is somebody who.
Oh, now you know who it is.
Now I know. I'm sorry.
Now
I
you
don't
know.
always just know about every rapper before. I know
I've
anyone
literally
else.
listened to hours and hours of them. Not
So
willing.
you love
not,
them, huh?
No.
I got familiar with Rio from the Draco, the Ruler
Yes.
tape that came out a couple
re-release.
weeks ago. That is because. Couple really banging songs on there. Crime Stoppers is really banging. Black Holocaust. Probably shouldn't be saying Holocaust within the first minute of the podcast.
Kill a nigga for these Jews. That's the Holocaust.
I mean, hey, there's a couple bangers on that tape.
Bro.
Let me be real.
So fire.
You can't say
One-
anything about them without getting fucking demonetized.
Demonetized.
About who?
About
All
Rio
of
the
those,
Young OG.
Rio and
Why just they all say the most
Have you
offensive
heard?
shit?
Have you heard the
They're
one?
crazy.
He has this one where he said, "Yeah, she gave the pussy up for free, but I her too."
What?
He said she
that's
gave.
not even the craziest shit they say.
Yeah.
Damn. That does sound like something you would just not want to say.
No, there's this other dude named 8 Ball Tank who's also, also I think from Detroit scene. And what did he say? He said I got into it with a white dyke. I send my niggas to
And my
R word her
so that they like
so that she like
N-words.
niggas.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Guys.
Do you guys see why I don't like this music?
But you see what the problem is though, is that even if you think it's funny at that moment and you're like super underground and nobody cares, that shit is gonna follow you forever if you joke around about some shit like that because it's just gonna seem weirder and weirder the more popular you get. And
Or
people
if
are
you-
gonna more and more not
Or
understand that
do
you were
you-
trying to be funny.
Do you feel like? I mean, no, I'll let you talk since I always cut you off.
I mean, just like, what if they just don't give a fuck that much? That is just.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like they don't really care about ever being quote unquote mainstream.
That's a little bit of the appeal for sure when you're listening to like TJ and Casher and stuff is that they really will say like the most offensive shit that you could really even imagine. And there's, a little bit like I remember being a kid and there was this band called Anal Cunt that you guys can go Google.
You used to
And,
wear that shirt all the time.
Yeah, that was a good shirt.
Great name.
But like a big part of why we thought they were the tightest band in the world when we were 13 or 14 was just because they had the most offensive song titles ever.
Yeah.
And it was just so like, you forget, but it's like there's like a young dude thing where it's like you just want to say the most offensive thing you can.
craziest shit you
That's
can
like
hear.
your whole personality type at a certain point in your life, you know?
Yeah, I guess if
Yeah.
your name's Anal Cunt, like you need to go all in.
Yeah, where are you really going from there?
Well, see, that was also the appeal of like Future too. Is the same shit. It was just
Right.
Facts.
this anti fucking black kid skateboarding and worshiping the devil.
And they were doing mad gay jokes, which at that time in rap was about the most offensive thing you could do.
You
Let's
could
be
possibly
real.
do, yeah.
You know?
And then look, Tyler ended up turning out to be actually
Now
gay.
you're out here in the field. Hey, man, so last night, let's just talk about this. Last night I was talking to House Phone and Cam Girl, and we were talking about a tweet that went up. Yuri, can you close that door? We were talking about a tweet that Phoenix of Shoreline Mafia posted up on Twitter where he was basically saying that he was planning on leaving the group after the album came out. We were all talking about it. We were going over the details of just basically the fact that it's a very out of the ordinary situation for a rap group to get signed by a big label and then not put a project out for like 2.5 years. Like Shoreline definitely were, and I'm not going to even say that they're not hot now. It seems like they still have maintained their hype for sure, but it's very confusing. It's like, why would you not put this big blowout record out when they were really at the peak of their upward trajectory? So we were all talking about this, and it's understandable that, somebody like Phoenix seems pretty frustrated with the group and everything. But then I go to look at Phoenix's Instagram because I was thinking about actually hitting him up to ask him about leaving the group so that I could sort of talk about what he told me on here. And I look at his story and I see Pray for P-Dog. And of course, there's a reference to Mac P-Dog, who's a dude that did a lot of videos with Shoreline. He had songs with Phoenix, with OGZ. Just one of the many up and coming talents out of the sort of Shoreline camp. I start going to, I go to P-Dog's Instagram, start looking at his photo, his most recent video. As I looked at it, there was maybe 3 comments that said RIP and a few more comments that were just confused or frustrated. And I mean, with that, obviously anybody who's seen the news knows that Mac P-Dog apparently got shot somewhere in LA last night.
Yeah, it just kind of snowballed in from like, wait, what happened, until just this whole big thing. And it's just like, damn, like.
I mean, it seemed extra crazy just because we were already having this conversation
We
about
were
Shoreline
literally-
apparently sort of not being a group anymore. Like
Yeah.
Phoenix, I could actually read the
I was gonna say,
full,
can you read it
Yeah.
for the people who might not know?
Yeah, I want to read the second tweet that he issued today because I thought that actually sort of offered the most clarity.
Most context.
He said, the group was done as soon as the love was gone. Tell your people
Wow.
that you love them
Ouch.
before it's too late. 2020 is some major bullshit. I can't believe all this shit for real. So think about
Wow.
that. The group was done as soon as the love was gone. Now, I mean, I'm somebody, I spent a shitload of time around Shoreline in those early years, especially, I guess maybe like that first like year where they sort of popped off. I was around them a lot. I never really saw like any negativity between members of the group ever. So
Yeah.
when the situation popped up that you started to see Kato and Rob Vicious not being
As
at
prominent.
all the shows and stuff, like, you know, I remember it really kind of hit me when I was at Rolling Loud Miami. And I just
Yeah.
realized, like, oh shit, like
It's just them two.
the other two dudes are not here, and this is something where obviously you would want to be if you really cared about being a part of this group. And
Yeah.
you know, like the guys in the group would always have excuses and sort of be like, oh, you know, they're doing their own thing, they're getting their own money or whatever.
Yeah.
It never really added up to me. Like, no
Never
matter
made sense to
if
me,
you're
bro.
really tight with your boys, you were trying to be at Rolling Loud when
Of course.
your group performs. I mean,
Bro,
it's
you
want to
go to
thing.
you want to go to Rolling Loud even if they're not
Yeah,
performing.
everybody wants to go Rolling Loud even if they're not performing.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
So if you are in the group, you want to be the dude jumping around up on stage.
stage,
That's the
yeah.
whole point of being
Of being
in
a
the
rapper,
group.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like Shoreline were performing songs that had Kato and Rob Vicious verses on it,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just not there doing the verse. And it's kind of like what, like they couldn't get a $300 plane ticket to be out here doing it. We still really have no idea what really happened between the group or why the album didn't come out. At times we've sort of seen them try to shift blame to the management perhaps or to the
Or to
label.
the label or
not really
whatever.
sure. But either way, I mean, rest in peace, Mac P Dog. I mean, I have heard random shit. I don't want to say anything until it's actually in the news or whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
he, I don't know, he got shot, and I'm pretty sure he passed away on the spot because I saw a fucking video of somebody driving by the scene, and there was the dude who's filming. His girlfriend was like, "I can see the body bag,"
Oh my God.
which I don't know if that was true or not, but it was.
No, I saw that on YouTube
Scary.
too. And honestly, bro, that shit got to stop of just like everyone trying to expose every little random part of the shit. Like the shit didn't even. Let me kind of take this off. The shit didn't even like happen yet. Like it hasn't even fully settled in yet. And there's already videos of shit like that. You know, it's just like at some point, bro, it's like we got to respect people's privacy and people's like, you know, like. I called Adam earlier and I was like, yo, like, do you want to go to the candlelight and kind of like, you know, like. This it's just like a private moment. You don't really want to go like try to get content from that or like
It's
you know.
weird because I would like to document that sort of thing normally. Like I remember we sent Dub to the Nipsey
Nipsey.
memorial right after that happened
Yeah.
and stuff. But
that
I
was
mean,
kind of different. I feel like though.
especially right now where it really feels like people should not be like spending time around each other regardless of what
Regardless
the
of
what the
what's going
reason
on.
is exactly. I don't know. It feels a little odd, but yeah, I mean, I know all those guys are really hurting, and it's just especially odd that this news comes right after Phoenix. Sort of that was probably the most
That was so
public crack that we've seen in
yeah.
the armor of Shoreline. Like up until then, you could have had
Kinda
gossip,
speculated,
but
yeah.
you wouldn't have really been able to say like, yes, they are not doing well as a unit.
As a fan looking on the outside, it's like you see, you know, Phoenix and Robin, Kato going on like their own tours and shit, and we're like, what's going on? Obviously, if they're billed as Shoreline Mafia, only OGZ or OGZ and Phoenix show up. So as a fan, we're like, what the fuck is going on? And
Right.
I don't know. They
And
haven't
I mean,
said anything.
You know, if Shoreline did a few years together as a group, and then
And
at
then
some
it
point
happened, yeah.
Rob and Kato decided like, oh, let's go split, let's go do our own tour, then okay, that makes sense. But that's generally speaking, that is not how being in a group works. Like the reason why the Migos are successful is because the Migos have been around each other every fucking minute of this whole way. And if any of them, I think it really works because they're related, you know, because at a certain point, everybody starts looking at the group like, I don't need this. Like, this ain't really like doing that much for me. I'm gonna split off, do my own thing. You know, when you're brothers or cousins or whatever they are,
Yeah.
it's a little bit different. Migos seem like they sort of maybe like realize like there is no real true Beyonce to the group. I think is the main thing. They all sound amazing together. They can go do stuff on their own, but at the end of the day, Migos.
A lot of people will argue probably against that, but I'll let you finish.
I feel you, and I mean, I guess you could. To me, it's kind of like two tiers. It's like Takeoff and then Offset and Quavo, but. I don't know. I mean, the Migos brand name is so much stronger than. But I mean, the same thing is true too. Like, I'm sure an OGZ tour would do pretty damn good. But I think at the end of the day, the idea of Shoreline Mafia is like the thing that people are really in love with. You know.
I wonder what's gonna happen. Like, is it gonna be just OGZ or just no more Shoreline Mafia?
At the end of the day, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with like, you know, taking control of your own career and you know, having a clear vision for yourself. And like that might not always align with 3 other people. You feel me? Like there's nothing wrong with branching off and doing your thing. But I feel like you said, like if it would have been longer of all of them together doing it for like a long run, then it maybe would have not have been such a hard blow.
Think about it. Migos put out their solo projects after what, like 7 years or some shit. We both guessed the same thing.
And I think like they didn't perform as well as, you know.
This is true. Nobody really seemed like they wanted to hear it. Who knows how Culture 3 is going to do when that shit drops. But I mean, I think the weird thing about Shoreline too is that we always have just seen them. Anybody in LA who is like seeing Shoreline, it's like, oh,
bro, they were always 90 deep everywhere.
If OGZ is popping up to do a little appearance at somebody's show, you know, some other rapper, OGZ is gonna come through and do one song. We are used to OGZ pulling up with 40 dudes, and it's really unfortunate because it almost seems like they got signed, and this whole process of like people just not really being like this gang of homies that are going to be together all the time, like that process seems like it happened so fast after they got signed. And who knows how much them not putting the album out affected any sort of strain that there might have been on that friendship. And I still wonder about it too, though, because I mean, I've seen Jeezy and Phoenix together mad times. Yeah. And that's the weird part.
It may not be between like them two.
But how does that even make sense when Shoreline Mafia as a group for like the past year and a half has been Phoenix and Jeezy? It's how are you going to cancel a group when it's 2 people? I mean, maybe they are still super cool,
but they just want to do their own thing.
But why? I don't really.
But listen, let's be honest here too. Okay, so what their first couple of big songs, like Musty was only OGZ and Phoenix.
There's barely any songs that Rob and Kato were really on. Like I think there's only one song that they all rap on.
But it's crazy that think about their first project. Well, like the first project that they really like pushed like that, the Traplantic project was labeled as. I mean, it wasn't labeled as Rob Vicious's album. It was his album, but the biggest song ended up being like Bands. And then like that's kind of the one they perform at like every festival without Rob. Right. You know? It's
that never made sense to me. And, you know, I've heard it floated, the idea that, like, maybe some people in the group are, like, just fucked up on drugs.
And just, like, not really taking it as seriously?
I'm sure that there are people in the group who do more drugs than other people, whatever. I never really, like, seen that myself, you know? I never seen, like, oh, this dude seems like he can't even function. I resist that, assuming that that's the reason. But who knows? It could be part of it.
It's interesting watching the TK interview where he brings 20 different people and all the different members of Shoreline Mafia, and like, I don't know. I feel like you can kind of see some inklings of something
what's
to come, kind of.
That was the weird thing. That TK interview was 9 months ago, and when I'm watching it, I'm thinking like, this is already at a time when Rob and Kato were not going on the Shoreline tours, but they still seem pretty like cool or like all together and everything at that time.
At a certain point though, then when is it like, man, fuck this shit? That's you know.
I've seen Phoenix say on Twitter too that he regretted signing the deal, and I'm not sure if that. I would assume that probably means that he regrets signing a group deal. You know, because if you do a 4-person group, sign into a label, and realistically 1 or 2 of the people in the group are a lot more popular than 1 or 2 of the other people in the group, it's just going to invite some drama, especially when you could probably assume that the deal that they're signing is not enough that when you split it 4 ways and give the management a cut, that you're really seeing that much bread.
Yeah, but I mean, shit. Phoenix is out here getting it though. He doing features. He's doing his. You know, they just got off him and Bravo did that tour together. They took White John on the tour. So it's like it's like they've been focusing on their separate career. You know, and then Jeezy doing shit with Carnage and Big Boy shit. Like it's like they kind of all have been doing their thing separately. But I think that's where people get the people just once you come out as a group, they just can't let the group factor go. It's like they're just dialed in.
You know what I see all the time is this factor. You have a group, the group comes out, the group is doing good, the group starts beefing a little bit when they're really, really popping, and it feels like you could just beef and just like break up, and it is what it is. Like we don't fuck with each other, rah, rah, rah. I don't know the terms of why Shoreline is experiencing the stress, but it's like with Dipset. Dipset were so fucking big, and then Kim and Jim Jones like all of a sudden can't get along. Boom, Dipset breaks up. All these years later, it's like, let's get Dipset back together because all of a sudden it's like, damn, like we are still cool and we could just get money together. Like we should just do that.
We came up together.
Exactly. We have a lot in common. But is Shoreline, that's my thing, is that if Shoreline does break up, I think it's unfortunate because I feel like Shoreline's getting back together in a couple years because they're going to realize that whatever they were beefing about probably wasn't. And if it is beef or whatever the friction was, whatever the conflict was, over time they're gonna realize, we're a bunch of kids from the same fucking place. Maybe we should just all stick together.
Well, listen, like that's my nigga. That could be the case right now. It's like one of their really close friends, close associates, who was like damn near a part of the group with them, who was on tours with them and all that shit, just passed away. So it's like
I thought that too, but then I see Phoenix tweeting this morning about the breakup. Like he didn't just leave that shit in the past as soon as Mac died, and so that was kind of informative about it to me too.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know he said my fucking Twitter got deleted again, so I didn't know that he said that.
Ow.
I don't know. I just woke up this morning and it was fucking gone again.
Last time, didn't you say like I hate N-words with a hard R?
I didn't say anything this time, bro. I just woke up and it was gone.
You've been on your decent behavior.
Yeah, but anyway, I was not trying to make this about me. I was saying that to say that
still kind of troubling.
Yeah, I was kind of troubling.
No, it's just like bizarre. Like why did you?
I don't know. They just like they're fucking targeting me or something. But
they have your IP address.
No, literally, I think so. So. I didn't even see that until you just said that right now about that Phoenix said that again.
How many they put out? What, like 2-3 mixtapes?
The EPs, but why is Atlantic enabling them to release EPs
and like solo shit too?
Yeah, like why?
Yeah. Phoenix is going crazy on the
because
solo.
What they really needed to do,
Jeezy too.
They needed to make one banger project, and they could have easily done that. Like the thing that Blueface is like chasing of just having like a really solid album
from front
they
to back.
They could have easily had that.
They probably got that in the stash right now.
Yeah,
still.
Shoreline does nothing but make like solid, consistent street records. If you have a complaint about Shoreline, it's going to be that a lot of the flow is pretty similar, that they don't go super outside the box. That's not my complaint. That's what some people would say, but they consistently make really music. Good, consistent shit.
Yeah.
The idea that like it's definitely not a thing where like, we don't have enough
music
content for the album. I've gone in the studio with them and seen them make a song in an hour, make another song in an hour. It's
Do you
not
think that it's like they have some kind of deal where, however many projects and then, you have to renegotiate? Maybe like, I don't know, the label wants to just keep them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense. The label.
I'm trying to make it
they would be
sense.
making more money. Yeah.
I don't know.
It makes no sense to me. The labels normally want to sign you
and then put out shit
so they can make money off of you when you are hot, and then once you cool off, then the label will start to not give a fuck about you. Yeah. I just wanted to read a tweet that Jeff Weiss, aka Passion of the Weiss on Twitter, he wrote this, and I thought it was very, very true. He wrote, "R.I.P. Mac P Dog of Shoreline Mafia. What a cursed and doomed era of LA rap. Draco, Greedo, and Frosty all getting locked up amidst epic runs. Nipsey gets killed, Mac gets killed, Shoreline splitting up after their debut album. A golden age, what could have been."
Wow.
No, a golden age became what could have been. And I mean, I remember this brought me back to something that I remember saying like at a certain moment when I was like kicking it with Draco and Greedo and Shoreline, where I was like, bro, No Jumper might have came in the game with SoundCloud Rap, Lil Pump, X, Xavier Wolf, whatever, Puya, all that shit around that time. The next moment that I felt excited about a particular scene was no longer South Florida, it was LA, and it wasn't like LA like hipster LA, people who moved to LA. It was like, no, people from the trenches in LA. Like there was shows and moments with Draco, Greedo, and Shoreline that felt magical. And who knows what would have happened, but I mean, it just feels so brutal that, I mean, the Shoreline thing is sort of like self-inflicted, I guess, because we don't know why the fuck we're not hearing from them. In terms of Draco and Greedo, obviously they had cases hanging over their heads before their runs really even began. In terms of all that shit, they sort of like well, I mean, and Draco, there's still a possibility. Like, we could still see Draco on the streets, but I mean, the really terrible thing about the coronavirus is that it's pushing back his jury selection into like June already, or June or July or some shit, for them to even select the jury. So even if Draco were to beat this case once he goes on trial, he's given years and years of his life to the prison system just waiting to get tried.
Over a case that he already beat.
That there was a hung juror on, but yeah. It's insane.
Man, bro, this shit's fucked up, man. R.I.P. Mac P, dog, man.
R.I.P. that fool, man. That shit is terrible. I don't know. I hope... I haven't seen anything in the media about anyone else who might have been hit in the shooting, but if there is anybody else who was hit, our prayers are with them too, because I feel like there might be some more details emerging at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's good for me to dive into all the random things that I saw already, because you don't even know what's true and what's not true, and I don't know, man. I hope everybody's good. I hope his family keep his family in your prayers and shit, man. And just, I don't know, man.
Yeah, last night that shit just hit me.
Go stream his fucking music. Go do all that shit, man. Go big him up.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Terrible situation.
It's crazy because we were talking about if someone were to die during this quarantine coronavirus, you don't get a funeral.
Exactly.
So,
even that memorial event, like all the normal, think about it. There would normally be an event, whether it's in somebody's backyard or at a warehouse or a store or whatever, where you're going to have at least like a couple hundred of Shoreline, their homies, etc. I'm sure they're still going to do something, because at the end of the day, Shoreline definitely don't really give a fuck about I'm sure they're concerned about the coronavirus, but I feel like...
No, OG's been posting a lot, like, niggas stay in the crib.
But he got kids too, because that's the whole thing, is that if you have a baby mama, the baby mama is going to be telling you, like, if you're kicking it around too many people, the baby mama's going to let you know. It ain't happening.
Speaking of baby mamas, that's why you need to stay in the crib, right?
Yeah, I mean, it just came out. I just posted it on my Instagram.
Twitter and Instagram press release.
Yeah,
press release.
Letting the world know. You guys have known for a little bit. I almost let it slip on the Selena Powell podcast, because I started to say, I was like, yeah, it's crazy to think that, like, I went my whole life trying so hard not to get a girl pregnant. And I still am trying.
You had to like edit it.
I missed
I didn't
that
even
one.
hear that part either.
I just like sort of self-edited, but she caught it, because right after the podcast, she goes to me. She's like, "Is Lena pregnant?" Like, I know she's pregnant. I heard the way you said that, and I'm like, "Oh."
Ooh.
The funny thing is when you do that accent.
I love it when you do her voice.
When
it's
you
not
do
really
that,
her. It's some
no,
other.
it sounds exactly like her.
Okay.
Because you're not really good at doing other people's accents.
Yeah,
but
you usually suck at
hers, she really does talk like that.
I will always go to impersonate somebody from England or Australia, and like as I'm impersonating them, I'm hearing my own voice, and I'm like, no,
terrible.
no, this is not even close. It's like,
not it.
Whatever you think you're doing right now, it's not working.
What did people think about last week? What did you guys think about last week?
We're not allowed to talk about my baby a little bit more?
Oh, okay.
Ask me questions. Probe me about this child.
Boy or girl?
We don't know yet. We're actually going to allegedly find out in like a week.
Oh, so you don't want to do like the surprise?
Well, I was thinking
when it comes
about
out
that.
The vagina?
Listen to this. How about this? We have a party, and whoever comes out to perform, if it's a blood rapper, then it's a girl, and if it's a crip, it's a
boy.
It's a boy, right? And I know that like normally the girl's pink, but
it's like
red is pretty close.
Red
to
is
pink.
pretty close.
But when you like that, like I don't even know who. Like, oh yeah, Blueface comes out, boom, it's a boy. Imagine Blueface coming out,
or Cameron comes out wearing all pink if it's a girl.
I don't think he's gonna want to travel at this time. I think Blueface is local. Who's an achievable blood rapper that I could get to come to my? Because don't you think that Blueface might really come to the?
He might.
Damn, it almost sucks that I'm saying this idea, because it's a pretty good idea.
He might come out with the mop and like.
You know what pink rapper's gonna come? Cash.
Why is he a pink rapper? Because he had pink hair.
He just wears all pink.
He wears all pink.
He always got like a dusty pink windbreaker on.
That's so fucked up.
Is that weird? Like I feel like I've seen him wear a dusty pink windbreaker multiple times.
Somebody asked on Twitter when we were like, "What should we talk about last week?" They're like, "What happened to him?" And I was like.
Oh, he deleted his Twitter for a while. I don't know.
Really?
I think he was depressed or some shit.
I mean, I think I saw him post and put up a new song, "Back to the Baby."
Back
So
to
you're
the
gonna
Baby.
have a gender reveal rapper performance party.
Yes, and if
Instagram
Blueface,
Live?
if
Are we
Blueface
actually
comes
gonna-
out, it's a boy.
Are we actually gonna be invited? 'Cause
Blood
you
to be
clearly
announced.
like
Yeah,
don't
you
like
clearly
us.
don't even really. Well, now she's not. Now he's not allowed to invite us.
Yeah, there's
now.
a very good reason for me to
No,
not
I'm
have.
talking
No,
about
now.
during the gender reveal. Oh, I guess you could
If
have it
we're-
on Instagram
if
Live.
we were gonna have a party, then yeah. I mean, if I'm trying to think of like, I don't know how many people you invite to that sort of thing, but if you're gonna invite 20 people, you guys can be on the list. Who else?
you should put
I mean,
Very strict list,
Put
but
Lena
no.
in like a little bubble, like a bubble boy.
listen, I'm not having a fucking. Yo, I saw AD. AD was at a mega hood baby shower thing.
Fire. When, recently?
in Compton or some shit.
Love
It
that.
was like so. This is like way too late into the coronavirus shit.
Love
Like he
it.
should not have been doing this, but it was so funny. And there's hundreds and hundreds of people there.
At a
I'm
baby
like,
shower?
Yeah,
I never
Slim
been to-
400s there and
That's
shit. I'm
fire.
like, bro.
Baby showers get lit.
I've never been to a baby shower that lit.
I've never been to a baby shower, period. So I
I've
don't
never
even
been to a
know,
baby
like, how many
shower.
people is normal? Maybe 20,
I feel like
I'm thinking
50?
20. But 50, you have to get a venue? A lot of this stuff is not on the table because of Josh is saying you get a venue, yeah.
Really?
'Cause
I've never
I don't
been
want
to a
50
baby
I thought
people
it's like a
coming to my
backyard
crib.
thing.
Yeah, I've never been to a baby shower venue.
I mean, it really
the
depends
club.
on how many friends you got, you know?
You were at Poppy having a baby shower.
No, I think isn't baby showers obviously to celebrate the baby, but to get presents
Wait,
for people.
no.
I think baby shower live stream is a really great idea.
That's facts. Actually, my boy Ned, his baby shower was lit. It was a whole bunch of rappers, and we were playing drinking games. It was lit, actually. And there's a lot of people.
glaring at you.
I know.
What? No, what?
No, it's okay. I am too.
No, right. anyway,
Anyways,
it
something
was
we
sounds
actually
really
give
fun,
up-
yeah.
something we care about.
That sounds fun. Should have gone.
spicy.
Anyway, but
Yes.
yeah, a live stream baby shower makes a lot of sense to me because it's not like we're going to be able to have, even if we were going to have 50 people in a backyard to do the baby shower, we're not going to be able to realistically because, I mean, she's due Halloween time. So
So, wait,
Hopefully,
math.
I feel like it'll be old.
society could have returned to normal, but by that point, she's probably going to be way past the baby shower point. I'm pretty sure you do that a little
But
early
why not-
slash mid. No, it's towards the end.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is
well,
towards the end.
Oh,
It's
it
like
is.
maybe we will be able to do it in real life. See, Josh
Josh is a baby expert.
I'm operating completely in
Blind.
the dark when it comes to anything baby related.
Have you been reading like how first time dad books and shit like that?
A little bit, but I also want to tell you something. I tried pineapple the other day, and I was like, "Oh shit, I never had this before."
What?
You never had a
You
pineapple
never
before?
had the fruit pineapple.
It's somehow it just slipped my mind that I never had it.
It's.
But think
what?
about how lucky I am. Most people don't get to experience a new fruit for the first time at
That's
36.
crazy.
That's insane. No, people like there's a bunch of exotic fruits like dragon fruit and shit like that. You can experience
That's
for the
fair, but
first
a
time.
really basic fruit like
Wait,
pineapple.
that's insane.
Nah,
Why
I was talking about
pineapple's so good.
I will not allow my child to go till 36 without
yeah,
trying
without trying
pineapple
Wait,
or
you-
any
You should have
fruit.
given to that as like a little kid.
But you never had like the flavor pineapple like juice and shit like that either.
I'm sure that I've had watermelon,
Pineapple Fanta?
pineapple flavored stuff.
Pineapple Fanta with
But
lean.
there was like a moment of me putting the pineapple in my mouth and being like, "Oh, I don't think I've had this." It's just like, whoa! Like, how did I miss
You're
this?
like, what the fuck?
It's
That
not like
is
a pineapple is
insane.
an easy fruit to miss. It
Yeah,
looks
it's
like a
not at
fucking
all.
grenade. It's huge.
And it's amazing.
It's
And
probably
it's really
the most
good.
like ornamented fruit that you could think of in terms of just having so much protection on it. Like,
Yep.
I
And then-
hate cutting it. It's
Yeah,
a fuck-
I don't think
I,
can't.
I haven't done that.
I've
yet.
never
Let's have my mom
personally
do it.
cut one,
Yeah.
but I've seen my mom cut one, and I've bought it from Whole
Somebody
Foods.
just
Low-key,
pointed
the
out.
canned shit's not bad
Somebody
either.
just pointed out pineapple pizza. That's a good point. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I've had that
Oh.
and not made. But in terms of just having a chunk of pineapple on its own, I don't think I had ever experienced that
Why
until the
do
other
people
day.
hate Hawaiian pizza so much?
I love
that
it.
was like
It's so
that
good.
was a thing that people were like fucking crucifying people
I
for.
hate that Americans are so married to the
Americans.
idea. Americans are so married to the idea that you can't mix savory stuff with sweet
Yeah, like,
stuff.
why not, bro?
Like I had a donut burger.
Nah,
People
hell
are
no.
losing their
No.
mind. I'm like, it's
Those
normal.
are
Nope.
amazing.
Why
Weird.
would?
Those are
Why?
amazing. It doesn't
First
taste
of all-
like a glazed donut. It just tastes like a tasty bun.
First of all, my brother, they're trying to push down these saturated fats and high sugary products and these meaty cholesterol, fucking artery clogging shit and mixing it together, and they're trying to kill us.
What they're really doing, my brother, is trying to get you to eat pork by any means possible.
My brother.
They will take the pork. They will put the pineapple next to the
To the
pork.
pork, my brother,
They
on
will
the
do
pizza.
the devil will do anything he can to
To
bring
get
you
the
over
swine.
to this
I don't
life
like
of sin.
to get
No?
the swine next to you.
I mean, this is
So
my theory.
hungry.
You know what? I used to never eat that much pork until
I love
Odd
freaking
Future
bacon.
persuaded me
Until
to
the-
start eating bacon. They used to talk
Bacon.
What
about
about the
bacon
Jay
all the time.
Electronica album persuaded you
to stay away from bacon.
to stay away from bacon? anti-bacon. I don't know if he has any anti-bacon lines on there.
My brother.
He's talking about the synagogues of Satan. I don't know.
But no, I'm not really fucking with like. Okay, like I'm down for some fusion foods. Like, give me some fucking like Korean Mexican food, fire. You know,
the
give me.
worst is sushi Ritos.
I'm down for
Those
that.
are disgusting.
No,
What,
I'm down
is
for that.
Doritos on sushi?
No, that's a
Sushi burritos.
Sushi burrito.
Those are disgusting.
It's just a big.
Respect sushi.
It's
Yeah.
just a big wrap of like. See, it's like it's sushi in a
Those two
wrap.
things should not mix.
But you want to eat a fucking donut burger?
Yes. It's
You don't
amazing.
like mac and cheese though, so I'm
Mac
really
and cheese
like.
is disgusting. You don't like coleslaw.
Let me tell you what biting into a donut burger feels like. It feels like biting into a regular like bacon cheeseburger. Picture how
Oh
great
my
that
God, I'm
is.
so hungry.
But then the roll has sugar on it. Because
No,
once it's
ugh.
really all
It's so
melting in
good.
your mouth, you kind of forget that it's a donut and it just tastes like
That
a
sounds
really,
terrible.
really sweet bun. It's
Okay, look,
amazing. I would
Hawaii-
love to see you try it.
Hawaiian roll bun down.
Oh, I love
An
Hawaiian
actual
rolls.
donut bun.
I don't know
that
about
sound-
yours shit. Mine doesn't have like sugar in all over
Yeah,
it.
that sounds
Mine's
crazy.
like split in half, like a regular glazed donut, and then they flip it so that like the
It's kinda
glaze
cooked?
is on the inside.
Oh, really?
It is amazing.
Oh.
With sweet potato fries. Oh my god.
Okay, down.
Interesting.
Wait, did I ever take you to Meatzilla
I don't think so. Pause also.
over by the old shop?
That's you walking into your mom's house with a girl. You ready to meet Meatzilla, baby?
I love how the little shade there. That's
No
you
offense.
walking.
What? You can fuck people in your mom's house?
I
It's
definitely
cool.
do. I definitely still. I mean, not right now because my girl is in New York and she's not here
Yeah,
yet.
he's in
How
a
is she?
committed relationship.
She's good, man. She's is.
Oh, yeah, how
we
is
keep
she?
we keep talking about breaking the quarantine every day as like a joke.
Breaking up?
No, break
Oh.
like
If
Shoreline.
anything, she should break and come to you because
That's what I was trying to tell
my
her.
friend, she flew from New York to San Francisco as soon as she could. She was like,
She,
"Fuck that." I'm
her
not staying
her
there."
family's not having it. Her family's not trying to let her leave. Like her mom would freak the fuck out on her if she got on a flight right now.
Can I ask you guys one question? Would you rather see me have a boy or a girl?
Girl.
A girl, so he could like teach you how to be like I
A
don't
good
know,
A
man.
more sensitive.
yeah, person.
I mean, I tried
emotional
to tell
man.
you guys before. Men like you, no offense, they usually have women because then they see.
Like Kobe. He's
I
a girl dad.
suppose.
He didn't
Yeah,
have like
you-
6 girls.
Yeah,
He did have
You guys
a
are
lot
gonna be
of
girl
girls.
dads because
I
then
mean-
the karma comes.
It's weird because
My
you know,
daughter's gonna be a slut. I already know. And then I'm gonna like
That's
have.
not
I'm gonna have to
good.
like love. No, I'm gonna love her for it. I don't care, but I just know it's gonna just.
You're just gonna have to
that
experience.
is such a weird thing to say.
If
Wow.
you have a girl, that is the weirdest thing I've
She's
ever
gonna
heard.
be
I
a
would just-
slut. Like, I mean, yeah, but like you probably
was
shouldn't
just-
like push her in that direction.
I'm not pushing
like-
her into it. Okay, listen. What I was trying to say is that I'm gonna love my
And at
kid.
what age? Yeah.
No, listen. I
Okay.
was trying to say that I'm gonna love my kid no matter if it's a boy, girl, gay, straight, fucking whatever. If it's a half animal, whatever.
Which is there's a chance. You know, I don't know you as someone who's never had sex with an animal, so
I'm
don't
just
think-
saying I'm gonna love my kid regardless, whatever it is.
you should go to one of those wet markets in China and
What
bang
the
up.
fuck does
my
that mean?
God.
That's where the coronavirus came
Oh,
from
from
because they're
the-
taking
eating
bats
bats.
and weird animals and stuff. You can go there, bang a bat.
Have a back.
my eye.
Have a back kid.
I see so many comments that are like, "Oh, this kid's gonna like when he realizes his mom has an OnlyFans." It's like, I'm looking forward to the day that my kid decides that he has enough fucking sway in this conversation that he can be like, "I don't like mom having an OnlyFans."
You
And I'm
slap-
gonna be
you should
like,
slap the shit out of
Guess
him.
what? You want to go live in Compton? No. Well, the difference between us living here and us living in Compton is your mom having an OnlyFans. Shut the fuck up.
By the time your kid is old enough to realize what OnlyFans
OnlyFans
is,
is.
I don't. Maybe Lena will probably not be doing that anymore.
I feel like
No,
Leonard's,
yeah,
Leonard's gonna be like
definitely,
a
yeah.
fucking book writer or something.
Yeah, right.
Really?
That's probably coming like next
Yes.
next year.
Honestly, she is a pretty good writer. Every time I
Yeah,
read something she writes, I'm
She-
impressed.
She likes. She's like a poetry
She is
person.
a poet- a
you know?
poet
I
head,
totally see
yeah.
her like writing a fucking novel.
She a poem head.
Wait, so when's the wedding now?
Oh, I've never been to a wedding.
I've never been to a wedding either.
Yeah, only like old people.
Still discussing it.
Might as well at this point.
You never know.
You're having the kid, you might as well, man.
Yeah, like the kid thing just sort of, I don't know. It's like, you want to know what the real thing that made us like actually start ejaculating inside of each other? It's really more of a
What?
one-way
It's
street. It's
kind
really
of-
more me ejaculating
Kind
in
of
her.
a one-way thing.
Right. But what really made it kind of pop off was just the fact that I felt like my life has changed so much that I was kind of like living like a life that seemed like it made more sense if
do
I had
that.
a kid.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like, why am I like going home and like trying to like get up early and like working really hard and like exercising and taking care of
Just for no
myself and
reason.
living in like an overall positive way if I don't like
If you don't want to do that, yeah.
you know, it just sort of felt like I should probably have a kid. Like I'm really I think this is when you know that you should have a kid is when you start paying too much attention to your pet.
It's because you're like looking for something to like.
Take care of.
Like honestly, the extent to which me and Lena talk about the cat
That's
really
scary.
started to make me feel like maybe we should just lay off the cat and like have a baby. Because like I heard that from Josh and my sister when they produced a child, is that they used to talk about the cat all the time. Then they have baby. All of a sudden, they're not really paying attention to the cat that much because realistically, like the cat's been doing the exact same shit for the past 16, 17 years. Like it's just, the kid is doing different shit every day.
It's more fun. It gives you more shit to
variety.
talk about.
Yeah. So that's really why I decided to have a kid, I guess, is more of a cat. I thought my cat was getting too much affection. I wasn't feeling
He's
that.
probably
I give
annoyed.
my cats a lot of affection, but I don't think I'm looking
I
at
was
a
about to
kid.
say, are you
Yeah,
next?
No, definitely not. Fuck
No,
that.
you don't feel ready?
Hell
Focus on your
fucking no.
career?
Wow, your house is nice. You know.
No, I'm not.
I
ready
would
at
never
all.
like encourage somebody to like have a kid publicly, especially because like it was definitely awkward for the first couple of years when people would like say that kind of thing to me.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, you
like,
hated it when I said it to
especially after a
you.
while.
I felt
when
like you were ready. That's why.
yeah, no, I hear that, but I
You
mean, I
know?
kind of feel like you're ready.
I feel like you've had your life together for a couple years. and
Most
you
of
could-
the time I've known
Yeah,
you, you haven't been
since
like,
I've known you.
partying too hard. I don't
Oh
think.
Yeah.
my god, no. No.
I mean, the whole
absolutely
thing
not.
that's weird.
Are you never gonna party again now that you have like you're about like is just,
I mean, the reality
if I
is,
just put up with a 30 bag, just and a couple brewskis.
I wouldn't even know what to think if I looked at Coke at this point. I would just, if someone offered me a beer, I would be like, yeah, right. That's funny. I don't know. It just wouldn't like. It's been so long since I drank.
Well,
or
I'll say, when's
did
the last time you
drugs.
drank? When was the last time you drank?
The last time I got drunk or did Coke
Was
was,
it on your birthday?
on New Year's 2018. So it's been like a year and a
Oh,
half.
that's a long time.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I drank lean like 2-3 times since then. which
Lean
is
is fun. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
like lean.
Man, lean is whatever. It's like even if listen, but
I didn't
that's
say that.
but that's the thing. If you have a baby,
You can't drink lean.
I mean, at least not often, right? Like you might have a
Definitely not.
lean night once in a
Yeah.
while. It really seems like probably the number one drug that I would not want to do as a dad.
But
I mean,
like,
doesn't that
it just
for
puts
me
you to
makes
sleep.
like it makes me too sleepy and it makes me sleep like 18 hours.
Yeah,
I feel like you've got to
yeah.
wake up in the morning, take care of
A
your
lot
kid.
of drugs like that too. Even like an edible. If I took a couple
yeah,
of
dude.
edibles,
Yeah, even
why don't you
CBD
just
weed.
why don't you
I'm
just
gonna be
like
sleeping more than I would want to as a dad.
why don't
I
you
think.
just dab a little bit on the pacifier and then the
Yeah,
baby
what?
will
Coke?
no lean
Oh,
and
my
then the
God.
baby will sleep. No, I'm just joking.
That's incredibly inappropriate.
just
If Child
completely-
Protective Services are watching this right now, I would never give lean, which I don't even know what that is to my child. No, but like, okay, this is one concern of mine. The other day, like, and she's so responsible. She's so on top of shit. Obviously, me, I'm responsible in kind of like a different way, which is to say I'm really not very responsible.
In the way that you show up to your own podcast later than your two to co-hosts.
Right, that is fair, yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, the other day, she wakes up at 7 a.m. because it's raining and because her sleeping brain is still
It's like,
alert
oh my
enough
God, yeah.
to be like, oh my God, it's raining. I have to go unclog the drain out in front of our house, which
So it doesn't fill up again.
right, exactly. But I slept through the whole thing. She tells me when I wake up like 2 hours later, she's like, oh yeah, I like woke up at 7 and went out and cleaned the drain. And I'm kind of like,
Wow.
damn, like I would have. Like,
Never thought.
on one hand, I'm glad that I didn't wake up, but on the other hand, I wish I had woken up because that would have been very nice for me to have helped you with
Helped you
that.
do that, yeah.
Or to have just done it and you not have to do it. So then I kind of wonder, like, because she's so nice, like a lot of girlfriends in that situation would be
Would've
like, "Hey,
woke-
wake up, come
Get
on,
the
we
fuck
gotta
up.
do-"
Go fucking
Exactly.
clean the grain.
And that's kind of like the thing is, it's like, I just hope that like
Every
in
girl.
a situation like that she doesn't like veer into like just being so nice that she doesn't say like, hey, wake up and like help me do this
Help me
thing
do
with
it
the
with the
baby
kid,
at
yeah.
4 a.m. or whatever. you
Well,
know?
this sounds like a subject that y'all should talk about instead of
You talking to us about
to
it.
us about it.
No,
Yeah.
no. I mean, we talked about it for sure. I mean, we've definitely. I mean, we do have a lot going in our favor in terms of the kid because, especially like I read a lot of stuff. Like I've been reading a lot of stuff about being a
Kids.
dad, and it's kind of like a lot of the things don't seem like they're going to like really make an impression on us. Like I was reading like it said like you should take an interest in your girl's OBGYN, and I'm like, nah.
Like,
I'm gonna just let you just keep your OBGYN. I'm not trying to get involved in
wait.
that.
What did
Imagine
it mean
me
by
having-
take interest? Like become friends with the OBGYN?
or like go feel him out. Like maybe just like kind of put,
See
if they're a
put
good
some pistol in his
doctor.
See if
face.
they're weird,
You know,
yeah,
like
like-
put the pistol to his dome and say, hey,
You better make sure my girl's
when you're doing that pap smear,
Have you done like a?
you better not be thinking about no weird shit.
Oh my God, have you? Yeah. Oh, what? Never mind. I'm not gonna get into. That's my head went to.
Have you done
nope.
like those like I mean, I guess you can't now, but online stuff like daddy workshop thing where you like massage the belly
stomach
and
and
like.
shit.
She's not even showing it. She's just barely starting to show like a little bit of a bump. So it's kind of weird because it's like, tell me if I'm wrong, but this is one thing I've learned is that it appears that most of the symptoms of like, you know, weird, like just feeling weird and like having like strange things happen in your body as a woman happen like sort of towards the beginning of the pregnancy. And then like,
By the end,
but
they'll
it's
probably be
weird
over.
because she's going
no
through all this
idea.
shit where she's emotional. She's just like sad as fuck one day.
Hormones.
Next day she's feeling great.
like
All
every
these
girl's
weird
like
things. She's like constipated for a while. All these strange
love this
things are
personal
happening.
info.
But meanwhile, she doesn't look pregnant to the outside world. So they're all like, you know, like no, it's not. She can talk about it. And we wanted to wait. Like we waited 3 months before we announced it because we heard a lot of people saying that you should wait because you don't want to like announce that shit too early. So
Like if something happens or something.
yeah, I'm good.
God forbid or
Oh
something.
my god, that's so sad.
But you know what's good too is that her whole family is right around here. My whole family is right around here. So
That's exciting.
So that means drop that baby off and have a little lean night one night, baby.
if I was gonna have like a free night,
Drop that baby
lean
right
night
off.
would be like the last thing I'd be thinking because drinking lean is basically just like
Literally sitting on your couch.
yeah, it tastes good. Okay, it tastes good and you feel good. But then at a certain point, if you drink like any significant amount of it, it's
Your
just going to
stomach
be
is
kind of like,
fucked.
wow, I'm tired. Like I should probably
Go to bed.
Probably go to
Probably just
sleep.
gonna fall asleep. I just drank like $150 worth of shit, and now I'm gonna just fall asleep. It's like if I were gonna be like super stressed out doing my dad thing, there's no way that I'm gonna have like a chill night with the kids at his grandma's and be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pour up a pho.
It's like a daiquiri. It's like a martini, you know? It's like to
Yeah.
relax you out.
I mean, I have heard Jason, I think, was saying that he like slowed down like crazy with the weed once he had his baby. I don't know if that would happen.
Hey,
to me.
Jason, do you blow vape
It's
smoke?
not
Josh.
Jason, it's
I'm
Josh.
sorry. Josh, do you blow vape smoke into your baby's
Definitely
face?
not.
He goes outside. He said what?
They're not babies.
Yeah, his kids are like
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
4 and 6, so it's probably
that's still
so
a baby to
different,
me.
you know?
He's like to the baby, watch
Dude.
these clouds.
Yeah.
No,
doing
definitely
tricks to
not.
them. Okay, everybody knows that I'm out of pocket and I'm just playing around 90%
I
of the
know.
time, guys.
No,
It's a
it's
joke.
okay.
Can you verify this? Were you actually on a perk 5 or a perk 10?
No, I
You
was
were just
joking.
kidding?
I was joking. Which is something that
I
I
don't
need to
believe you.
relax and not play about because I'm gonna be just completely uncandid here and just be completely honest. When me and your significant other came up with the idea to make this fucking Percocet basketball jersey, at that point in time, I had never taken that high a dosage of a Percocet oxy. As I've been corrected plenty of times and people telling me different shit in my DMs thinking they're fucking pharmacists. I don't know because I don't really take that shit like that. So later on, after the release of this jersey and it being a big thing or whatever, I end up obtaining one of the blue 30 milligram, whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know at this point.
The O sets?
The actual pill, and I did the whole thing thinking that I could I've done a lot of drugs in my life
that
thinking
sounds scary.
I'm thinking that it'll be fine, dude. That was the sickest, worst experience. I was throwing up for fucking like 30 minutes straight. Like my stomach was in like fucking knot. It was the worst sweating. It was the worst experience, worst withdrawal come down of any drug I've ever done in my whole life.
Wow.
And
That's
after
terrifying.
that, I was like, I feel terrible for even putting this out into the world and like glorifying it, basically.
Wow, that's good. It's
Yeah,
good you feel bad now that you've
glad you're-
killed so many people.
Shut the fuck. And like, no, it was really like an eye opening thing to me because it was like, damn, I'm out here like promoting this thing that I had never even I had taken a 10 before or fucking, whatever, lower milligrams. I'd taken Adderall, all types of other drugs, but this, I had never taken a 30, fuck, whatever, I don't know.
People are really
Oxy.
making fun of me because they could tell I was just reading the comments. It's like weird feeling to be reading the comments and then just see Adam looking hard as hell at the comments right now.
But
I'm
I don't
sorry.
know, man. I think this is really crazy just to hear you fucking talk about having a baby and how sober you are and fucking being a responsible dad and shit. I've known you so long and just like
I feel like he's moved on to this phase of his life.
a long time ago.
Well, on maybe a year or two now. That's why I've been like, get a baby.
You know what's the
Yeah.
crazy thing is I just looked at my phone and saw a message from a girl saying, "Oh, I want to babysit for you guys." And this is literally a girl that like 2 years ago was texting me like off cocaine,
I
drunk
wanna
as
eat
fuck,
your
saying,
ass.
"I want to fuck you guys together."
I feel like I know who.
Why
it is.
would I
No,
ever?
it's a random ass girl that I would never hook up with because I'm actually homies with her brother in particular.
And then also, you would never
Weird.
let her babysit your kid. I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I would at least probably want a drug test. And actually, there's no way in hell she's passing a drug test, so no, she probably shouldn't.
I can't
do
even
that.
believe you even are thinking about this for 2 seconds. Lena would never
Why
let
would
you.
I let some random girl be my babysitter when I could get somebody like I actually
professional.
know? And no offense to her because she's nice and everything, but
Probably not that nice if you just shitted on her
You just
completely.
shitted on
no,
her.
she's. I'm
Called
assuming
her-
she's not.
called her-
If she's
called her-
watching this, it's very, very awkward.
called her
She's
drug
probably she's
addict.
definitely watching this because that's why she texted you right now.
No way.
Or she coulda saw it on
Everybody's saying,
Instagram,
Yeah, we got an
yeah.
Instagram, bro. That Instagram or the YouTube video that we made about because okay, this is what you guys don't even know is that on Valentine's Day we do the gift thing. She gives me the gift, I give her the gifts, and then the last thing she gives
Very
me
nice.
is the pregnancy test. And I'm sort
That was
of
on Valentine's Day?
yeah, and
Wow.
I'm sort of looking at it like it's a fucking thermometer or something. I'm like, wait, what the?
And then you put it in
He
your
like
mouth.
sucks it. Like, ugh.
I think that the thing that everybody keeps quoting is like that I said something like, "Wow, I've been nutting in you so much, I can't believe one got through." Something like that.
I mean, she was telling me like she was like, oh yeah, he might be what is it, infertile.
She's acting like because I smoke weed, I'm not gonna be able to get her pregnant. I'm like, Future has like 18 babies. Young boy has like
Young
4
Thug
babies.
has a lot of kids too.
he has like 11 or 12.
If I'm the one guy on earth who can't have a baby because he smokes weed, I'm sorry, but I just don't think that's right.
It wasn't meant to. It just wasn't meant to happen at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah, it just wasn't meant to happen. Like, I mean, I plan on probably quitting weed at some point in my life,
Really?
realistically, or at least like dramatically
Fuck weed.
slowing down.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of weed, didn't you have a little CBD encounter recently?
yeah, I tried. I've been wanting to smoke weed to feel relaxed and whatnot. I feel like it's
Never gonna happen. You're not meant to be relaxed.
Hey, fuck you. Because like I feel buzzed and quote unquote high when I drink lean, but it's very very fucking expensive.
When did you drink lean and how
Bro,
much?
she be
this
pouring
one
up.
time.
Was it on tour with me?
No,
No.
with house phone.
I remember you
We
saying,
drank honey.
I want to take one
No,
lean.
she sold me some.
one lean.
Oh
She
yeah,
sold-
that was my first time. Someone.
You don't think
poured me
people
up.
know that Desto Dubs?
I don't know. It's not bad.
Desto.
My
I mean,
friend. My
Is he
friend,
okay with people knowing that he sold
I
lean
don't
before?
know. He didn't tell me anything.
Should we consult his first music video, "Born to Sell Juice"? Where he's burying the pints in the backyard.
speaking of Desto Dub, his van got broken into.
Did it really? You
didn't see that?
No, downtown.
Yeah, I don't know if it was downtown, but it got
the part
on
that-
all sides.
The part, yeah, because
wonder
there
what was
was
in it.
there was a picture of Young Thug, and apparently that one got smashed in, and he tagged Young Thug, and Young Thug was like, "What the fuck?"
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
I don't know if they.
What was he selling?
I'm
out there?
gonna-
his jerseys.
selling
I'm
his
gonna
merch and
assume.
shit, I think.
I'm gonna assume it was just merch. I'm pretty sure
course
Desto
it's
Dub is
just
not
the-
that stupid to
course
be.
it's just the
Imagine leaving lean in the van and then parking the van. So, hell no. It's
In
like
the
leaving diamonds in the van.
in the
Nah.
cough syrup van.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's not-
that's like leaving diamonds in a diamond
In a
van.
box that says diamonds, please do not touch. Yeah, I don't think Dub.
No.
Dub called me the other day when he FaceTimed me when he was in front of his van. And I'm like, hey,
Is
why-
that your?
I go,
face?
why you put a crackhead on the van?
That's so funny.
And I could tell he like looked back at it for a second, like confused, and he's like, wait,
You
no,
trying to
no,
tell
no,
me-
not me.
Dude, what? Does anyone talk to him?
Dub?
Ask him what
Yeah,
happened?
shout out to Dub.
I do talk to Dub all the time, but you want me to hit him up and find out why he got his fucking van broken?
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
I
think he
want-
knows why. I think it just got broken
I
into.
can find
I don't
out and
know why,
report
but
back
like,
at a
I guess
different
the
date.
story.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would like to find out. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call him right now
He
because
had it for like one fucking day too. I remember I saw
because
it.
people be hating, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And think about it. If you were a person, I guess, trying to steal stuff and like you recognize this brand and that van, then I guess that would be, I don't know.
But that's why we were talking about getting a 15-passenger van for just like sending the boys out filming BMX and skate shit. And then we're like, oh, we could get sponsors. We could put big No Jumper logo on the side. And I'm like,
is that?
no,
That's a terrible idea.
That's like people will follow you on the highway. If they could tell who's driving and shit, people will fucking follow you. People will like break into your shit.
All that.
Even if you keep the shit locked up, it's like when you have a van and you're like trying to go to schools and colleges and shit and ride, the last thing you want is a big advertisement for the
Like, who
company
it is.
that you're from, you know?
No, for sure.
It's kind of a weird situation.
I mean, yeah, when I worked at Jamba Juice, we used to take the Jamba Juice van to
I want Jamba Juice right now.
We used to take the Jamba Juice van
That must have been lit.
to do catering, and I was in a big banana suit.
Can I ask you guys
I love
something?
that.
Have you seen Lil Dicky's show?
I was just
Dude,
about to
I
bring
heard
that
it was
up.
really
So good.
Okay,
Hilarious.
Hold
Someone
on.
give me their fucking HBO login.
I'll slide you the Hulu. Listen,
Somebody send it to Kim. She'll
hot
love
take
you.
here, controversial take here.
Okay.
Funnier than any other sketch comedy, whatever show I've ever seen in my entire life. Funnier than Seinfeld.
I hate
Funnier than
Conversation
funnier.
over. No.
Funny. First of all, I hate Seinfeld.
We could never say that off 5
I
episodes.
Hate Seinfeld.
Funnier than Seinfeld, funnier than The Office.
I love The
funnier,
Office.
Literally, because you know why? Because I
You
feel
can
like Lil
relate.
Dicky while I'm watching the show. Not about having the small weird dick and all that, but just him being like a normal dude and then him being a rapper at the same. It's just the complexity of the show is fucking amazing.
What you just did really is not in favor of Lil Dicky and what he's trying to accomplish with the show, because
know,
I
huh?
feel like
I was joking
you're
about
setting an impossibly
Yeah,
high
I know, I
standard.
know.
I
at
was
that
gonna
moment.
say, how about someone that's not a rapper?
But you know
Can
what?
they relate?
At one point when I'm watching it, I'm like, you know what? It's crazy. Like, because I'm watching Curb Your Enthusiasm and I'm watching
I love
Dave,
Curb Your-
and I'm thinking, I'm like, man, these shows are so ridiculously similar that
Yeah.
it's just about like a neurotic Jewish dude going out into the world and just
But-
basically like encountering weird people and being neurotic to them.
But it's him being a rap. Like it's
But
crazy
that
to me.
fool Jeff from Curb is one of the co-writers on Dave.
that
So
makes
if it
sense.
feels a little familiar
That
or
makes a lot of
similar,
sense.
that's why. And okay, this is the other thing about Dave though. They get like, it would be one thing if we were watching a show about rappers and it was just like fake and there was just
Yeah.
too much like obvious cap.
Dude.
We're too close to the music to be able to fall for that shit. We're the number one people who should not like this show.
But I
because
love it.
We're number one. We don't listen to Lil Dicky, and we're super close to the music industry.
Yeah.
In reality, though, the stuff with Young Thug and YG and everything, it feels super spot on. It feels
Dude.
like it doesn't feel like they're
It wasn't-
utilizing these stars in an awkward way. If
Yeah.
anything, you're feeling like, wow, I'm surprised they actually got that good of a performance out of Young Thug, who normally, if you see my interview with him, is a little
Yeah.
tough to wrangle.
Bro, I'm surprised that like they got YG and his whole crew to be involved in it. Bro, it was fucking
They're acting.
okay.
What-
Bro,
you
it's
see
so
AD
good.
in it, right?
No, okay. Let me. Okay,
you've seen AD,
Yes,
right?
I saw
Yeah,
AD
this
in
is
it.
so funny.
But let me. Okay, let me just set a little pretense here of why I was so amazed by the show. I have always been very up on everything early, right? I don't know why. Just since I was a kid, I was
I'm the best.
I'm the best. I love it. I know everything
these
first.
two fucking
No,
macho
listen.
guys.
So I was a huge fan of the Pack, right? I was a huge fan of the Pack. And I knew Tyga and Gator,
Shout out Gator.
they were like a duo, like, and they used to go on tour with the Pack. They were in the Pack's videos. And I met Tyga and Gator on Melrose right before Tyga dropped a song called Coconut Juice, right? That was like his first big song. I was with my mom. I'm like, oh, it's Tyga and Gator. And I was telling somebody this story, right? And I was like, damn, I wonder what happened to Gator. Like, in the back of my, just like, what happened to Gator? I fucking turn on Dave, and that's the first person I see. And I'm like,
But you want to know what's a weird thing?
is that really his real hype man in real life?
I think it is, yeah. And which is interesting because he must be really good at that job because he was like Tyga's dude,
Yeah,
and now he's
yeah.
a Diggie's dude, and he's on the show. But did you remember? I have to revisit this. That there was a fight between Gator and Sosa Man.
Or Gator and AD in the show, right?
No, in real life.
Oh, I
Sosa
didn't know.
Man, or some. Am I saying it wrong? No,
Sauce Man?
who
Sauce
was it?
Walker? Who's Sauce?
No, but that's who you're thinking of. But no,
Who's
who
Sosa
did
Man?
Gator fight? Fuck.
I don't know.
Me and AD were just talking about it. God damn it. AD didn't like tell me. I was just like, I brought it up and we were just talking about it. Fuck, I can't remember. No, Stunner Man. Sorry. Why did I say Sosa Man? I said
Okay.
Sosa Man,
Okay, I
and
got
then
you,
I
I got
knew
you,
it
though.
didn't make sense. I'm like, why the fuck would Gator
Yeah,
have anything
it's
to do with the
Sosa Man.
Sauce Twins?
Wait,
Mate, this
so
doesn't
okay,
feel right.
okay, wait. So
There's a fight. I forget what it was about, but there's an
I
old
wonder-
video. We can find it on World Star.
I
et
wonder
cetera.
if that's why they stopped all hanging out.
I have no idea what the association was, but I actually spoke to Gator the other day because AD FaceTimed him, and I was telling him because, okay, the episode where I don't want to give anything away really.
I
but
know, huh? You gotta watch it,
It
dude.
represents how Gator like deals with the bipolar shit, and I guess he actually really deals with that in real life.
That shit was really good. It was really touching.
It was an
honestly.
amazing portrait of it because even before it really became obvious, I'm watching it and I'm like, bro, like
He's, like, tripping a little
I was
bit.
like, is Gator supposed to be on drugs in the show?
Or like, is he supposed to be like this? You know?
Yeah, and then but I'm like, it doesn't
Wow.
make sense because they're not showing him doing drugs or anything. And then I realized, oh, he's bipolar, and that realistically is like, there's probably a lot of people that we think might be on drugs, but are really just like Aaron Carter's a pretty good example. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that Aaron Carter hasn't been on drugs, but I think a lot of people were confusing like him being on drugs with him just being like genuinely like having a mental episode.
I mean, you know who else I just saw this with last night? Fucking our good close personal friend Jesse Taylor.
Oh my
I
god.
was gonna bring up Young Chop.
Oh shit, we got a lot of cases of mental.
Young Chop is
mental
playing
disorders.
like the Chicago version of Gata's
Of
character
Gata.
in Dave.
in real life.
Wait,
Sort
wait,
of.
before we move
Go
on.
watch Dave at home.
I want to, but
So good.
you're describing it as a sketch comedy show.
It
mean,
is,
it's not-
Yeah.
It's not
It's not
sketch
sketch
comedy, but
comedy.
it's
Okay, well-
a scripted. I didn't mean
sketch
sketch.
comedy is like
Like Dave Chappelle show.
Okay, yeah. It's,
I didn't mean sketch comedy. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I got
meant-
confused.
I
was
meant to
like-
say script,
and
like a
then you brought up
scripted
The
show.
Office.
the
I was
episodes
like, I don't
feel
think The Office is
but it's
sketch.
yeah, it's
Sorry,
like
that
it's
was-
like
that
The
was the
Office.
wrong word, guys.
If
Yeah.
anything, it feels it's sort of weird how it makes you want more because the episodes are
Dude.
super short.
As soon as it went off, I'm like, "Where's the second season?" I'm
Yeah,
like,
which is kind of
Oh,
weird
you guys
because
are making
his
me
girlfriend
excited.
is that his real girlfriend too in the show? I need
Lil Dicky's
to.
girl?
I need
I
to
don't
know if that's his real girlfriend.
bro,
She's so.
so funny when they're like, why did you just tweet? I just got head. And it's
He was like, "There's a difference between dude. You gotta watch it. It's so good."
like
Now
him
I-
trying
now-
to explain
Dude.
that
Now
he
I
has
know
a
why
rapper.
House One likes it so much.
Right,
Bro,
but
I
him
swear to-
having to explain that there's a rapper personality, like a persona that he dons, and that is different than him
Than
as a
him
human being,
being-
even though they have the same name.
Bro,
that's
it's amazing.
I've had to have that conversation with Lena. It's like I know.
Have
it's-
you really?
Yeah, I know it's disrespectful for me to talk about crazy stories about different girls that I fucked on the podcast, but I'm kind of like I have to do that on the podcast. Like I can't always like be the version of me that I am when it's just me and you. I kind of need to wild out on the podcast, you know?
I need-
Maybe not as
Wow,
much now.
I thought that was you just always.
No, I mean we probably only had that conversation like once or twice, to be honest.
And then she probably like got it and then left it alone.
Yeah,
right?
that it's like I'm going to say things that are more offensive on the podcast than
Than I
I'm
would
going to
ever
say
say in
in
real life.
regular conversation because I'm trying to be funny. Like
We're like trying to amp it up a little bit
I'm trying to
here,
be a
man.
Why
more
are you guys like
extreme
the same
version.
person? It's freaking me out.
What, but am I
'Cause
saying something that's unrealistic?
No
You
girl
two-
ever understands this.
You two are
Right.
the same
Well,
fucking
but okay,
person.
if you're NLE Choppa and right now you go on Twitter and I mean it's a stupid example, but I just got some head.
I'm NLE Choppa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in this
if-
example,
I'm
you're
NL
NLE Choppa, so
okay.
you're no longer cam girl, and you are, you're on Twitter and you're like, I just had a great idea. I'm gonna tweet, just got some head. I mean, NLE Choppa could probably do 10, 20,000 likes
Just
on
off
that.
that.
Any rapper that tweets that, people love that.
Yeah, which is really kind of
Kinda-
says maybe something sad about our culture
Yeah.
that is
Kinda
so
pause.
accepted. But anyway, it's like you sometimes would see something like that and think like, who is their significant other and what would they think of that? And
Dude,
that's
that
sorta-
moment was one of the best moments. Oh my god, I want to just talk about every episode now because it was so good.
The whole thing about the little
watch
dick
it.
thing being like the Crip symbol. Oh my!
My god, that
you know?
fucking the kid, the kid.
He
that
said
died-
he really had that problem too. Yeah,
the kid that
he does the song about John, and
he had to make a song about this kid that died. That was a huge fan of his,
and it's like the worst first try freestyle you ever heard in your whole
terrible.
life. And
You just gotta watch.
Yeah.
I really don't want to talk. I really don't want to ruin every episode for you. So please watch it.
it is
tonight.
genuinely hilarious, and it's not like
Give me the Hulu.
Got you.
You know,
I got
it-
like 10 of them in my. Oh wait, I don't
I
have
don't
them
know
anymore.
if this is a lame thing to say, but it makes me want to go and engage in Lil Dicky's music in a more honest
swear.
I've
way.
been listening to it. I woke up in Chris
Brown's
Brown's
body.
Okay,
body.
I'm definitely not listening to
No,
that
not
song.
that
I've
one.
heard
The
that
other-
song enough.
The other one is the one where he's hugging the world.
Right.
And
What's
he
that
has
one?
a fuck. How does it go? But
I-
it was
I
actually
remember-
it was ranked as one of the
I was
worst
at
songs ever
Complex
of the
Con.
decade.
I was at Complex Con, and Lil Dicky was like, the lineup was not that great, but Lil Dicky was like sort of high up it, and I was thinking, I'm like, I wonder how like Lil Dicky's gonna do for this crowd. It was insane. I did not know like any of the fucking songs.
But
and
everybody else did, though?
That Complex Con crowd, holy
They liked
fuck.
it?
They liked it or they hated it?
Oh yeah, they loved it. They
Really?
were losing their fucking minds
For Lil
to Lil
Dicky.
And it's weird because like when Lil Dicky is interacting in like hip hop spaces,
He's like Lil Dicky.
you know, like I'm sure that Young Thug respects Lil Dicky. Young Thug respected Lil Dicky enough to do the
be
show.
a show, yeah.
I do not believe that Young Thug knows anything about Lil Dicky's music. I'm gonna be honest. Same thing with Gunna. Same thing with YG. Same thing with all these people on the show. I just think that like.
That's why it's all funny how they interact
Like me,
on the show.
like I've always like seen Lil Dicky. I've seen like enough. I'll see a music video here and there. Think it's genuinely funny, but didn't really make me want to go and listen to the
I want to go
album.
listen to his whole.
Now
all
I'm
his
kind of
music
like,
now.
damn, like that's kind of corny. Like you probably should like consider his shit in more of a serious way. You know?
Yeah.
So basically, you guys are both fans now.
dude.
I mean, the show was
The show
so fucking
convinced
good
me.
that it made me
Yeah.
like made me like him more, which I didn't like dislike him, but I just didn't really think twice about him
Same.
that much. And it definitely made me want to listen to the music. Although, am I going to get in my car and put on Draco the Ruler, or am I going to get in my car and put on Lil Dicky and throw up the little dick symbol? I don't know necessarily. It could really go either way, but I might have to be in the right mood for Lil Dicky is what I'm saying.
I don't know if I'm so
Musically.
stubborn with my music taste, like in the moment, that it's like I don't think anything will change the course of my playlist. But I will go home and do
listen
some
to it?
extensive research for one day on Lil Dicky.
I think what you have to do is like, for me, just like me, a lot of times if I'm driving somewhere or if I'm going to do something, if I'm going to do cardio, I want to listen to music that is going to meet me where I'm at. Like, I want to feel like if I'm going to drive in my car, like I feel cool driving my car smoking weed by myself. So I want to listen to some music that makes me feel cool. And when I listen to Greedo and Draco, listen, I ain't done all the shit that they done. I don't got all the cool clothes that they got. But there's something about listening to them that makes me feel like I'm fucking, just like life feels good.
You
like I'm
want to
enjoying
listen to
myself
music
right now.
where you could roll down the windows and you wouldn't be embarrassed.
A lot of the times, but I think if I'm gonna listen to a Lil Dicky record, I almost want to like sit at home and like sit on the couch and like twiddle my thumbs and be like, "Ha that was funny."
That's what, look, that's the thing with me about listening to music while I'm doing something. I need to hear music that I already know, so I'm not trying to listen for the fucking punchlines and listen for the references.
For some things, because when I work out, I need to listen to music that I haven't heard. I can't listen to a new album when I'm working out.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to listen to some shit that's comfortable, that I'm already familiar with. I will go listen to the Key Glock album for the fucking 89th
and
time.
just jog it out.
Because it's, you don't have to think too hard. But like, when I'm like, I don't know.
Really, I'm the opposite. I like to listen to something I haven't listened to before so that I could focus on that instead of, oh my God, I hate working out.
I like driving in my car and listening to something new. I like, I don't know. Maybe even doing some cardio and I go listen to something new. But when I used to ride BMX and I would have my headphones in and I would listen to a new album, it's like I can't like try a trick that's hard for me, try to learn something new while also hearing some music that's new.
If I'm like skating home or something, I'll put a new album on. I haven't skated home in a long last time.
When was that?
In fucking high school or something.
I love that story you told about getting kicked out of the courts or some shit. Or were you in were you in Nickerson Gardens with your skateboard?
Oh my God, yes, bro, yes.
Every time you say that word, it triggers. It makes me scared.
One day I'm going to say that and you guys aren't going to say something about
Sorry.
it. Did you see the vlog?
I couldn't click on it. It was just too stressful.
Too stressful.
Looking at the title.
Thought
I watched like half of it. I was like, yeah.
That shit was good though, right?
Honestly, yeah. I was like, yeah, I can't believe they were so accepting of you.
I was proud of that one, and I
My
was
boy
proud that we
Adam.
kept it 100% positive because I just like my impression of being in the hood there was like, wow, like you guys are fucking dope. Like everybody's hanging out. It feels very much like a family type vibe. I know there's all kinds of like violent shit that pops up, all kinds of weird shit that pops up. But I mean, from my experience being there, and obviously I'm not seeing the full scope of everything that goes on in the hood, but I was just like, man, like it
Probably
was
getting a little more polished
amazingly
version.
good vibes. Like it was just, and I mean, anytime, like when I went to Long Beach to kick with the Asian Crips and shit, it's the same thing. Like once you get everybody all together,
That was a great video.
That
and
was an amazing
shot
video.
they're
very
making a
beautifully.
video. Like, I mean, that shit is going to be, if they know they're making a YouTube video,
Yeah, of
everybody's
course.
going to have a good time and everybody's going to try to put on a fun face. But Killer Twan's just a great guy.
What
Appreciative of
about
that.
what about the people that were in Young Chop's live? They don't think they were.
I was just about.
I don't think they were prepared to be in a YouTube video.
In his live?
Yep.
What do you mean?
I'm just
She
trying
was-
to do
she
a
was-
segue.
Oh,
I had a better
Asshole.
one, but I wasn't gonna cut you off. But
Okay,
no,
say yours.
I forgot it now. But that was good. Though. We were on the same page there.
How do we feel about Young Chop firing a gun off of his porch at a random car? We don't know if it was a pizza guy or not, but
That was insane.
That was a funny joke because that was the first headline that I saw, so that's what I believed until
What,
I realized.
Young Chop shoots at pizza guy in front of his house.
I saw that too, like Twitter,
Like
and it
Uber
said,
That was the
first
it
thing I
said
saw.
like, damn, this fool really shot at the pizza driver or some shit.
And I was like, what?
But no, I mean that I'm worried about the Chop because I don't know. I felt like once I started following him on Instagram and seeing how much he's also not just acting like a hard ass, but also promoting his music. And there was something about when Southside said he was going to piss on his mother's grave.
Yeah,
that
that was-
really you sort of started to see the crack in Chop's armor.
Of course.
where you sort of realize that
He's not serious about
He is dealing with a lot of pain, and I'm not saying that in a way like,
it's
oh, he's
excusable.
a pussy and he's not going to shoot somebody. He made it pretty fucking obvious the other day that he's pretty much down to shoot somebody. But I mean, there's a lot of hurt going on there, and I don't know the details of it, but you could tell at that exact moment that like I mean, he's going through some
Yeah.
shit.
Honestly, like I just been watching just like compilations of his lives of him beefing with people and just speaking out against certain people, and it's just like, to me it seems like he just really feels like he doesn't get the credit for shit that he feels like he's done. And I feel like maybe he's just been getting shunned away for so long.
I mean,
And that he's just coming out and just with this anger, and it's like,
but okay, my initial impression of Chop when I interviewed him and stuff was that
yeah, I was with you. Yeah,
he seemed very just like a super nice, normal guy.
yeah.
Not really trying to prove that he was a hard ass. You know, he maybe said a
none
few
of
little
that.
things about having guns and shit like that and not
Yeah.
being a pussy, but this whole like thing of wanting to be a super gangster and wanting to find all the other super gangsters and
fairly new.
tell 21 and Southside that they're all hoes and all this shit. I would not have been able to predict this prior. When I was spending some time around Keith like a year or two ago, I'm not gonna lie, like Chop was coming through the studio. It seemed like everybody was on good terms. I feel like honestly, if you were to have like a private conversation with Sosa or Tato or whatever, they would probably be able to shed a lot of light on all this stuff. Some people said that he just got out of jail, and I don't know if that's true or not.
that Chop just got out of jail.
I mean, I don't know how you don't get arrested when you shoot a gun into the street like that. Like, he definitely could have hit somebody besides the person that he was thinking about maybe hitting.
But like, did you hear the audio? Like, did you really listen to the audio? It's like, it sounds like some like frat white dude. And
Which part of him shooting out the porch?
yeah, so like basically the car is in the front, right? You hear like, yo, Chop, like, what up? Like in a very like kind of like a collegey voice. And academics made the point of saying that like
He lives in like a not so ghetto
he
area.
doesn't live in the fucking hood of Atlanta.
Probably just
And
some
that-
kids just fucking around.
Yeah, and they were saying like, okay, so he's been going live like 24/7. He's fucking beefing with people. He's in an Uber, and in the Uber, it's the directions are out loud, like
Yeah.
starting destination going to 125 West blah 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 Street. Nigga, they probably just found your address like that. It probably wasn't somebody after him in that way, but we don't know.
He's acting like he wants to either get shot or shoot
shoot
somebody, or like
why?
You know when people do like the
Yeah.
death by cop thing, where
Yeah,
they basically
exactly.
like put themselves into a situation where a cop is gonna have to kill you
of
because
my-
they don't want to actually kill themselves. Chop is almost like doing like death by like guy, like rapper with gun. Like he's like basically putting himself into a position where eventually.
Somebody's.
Bro, that Southside call was crazy because Southside, I mean, obviously Southside doesn't really have any vested interest in dissing Chop's mom. Southside is basically making that scenario so that Chop is
so disrespected.
Is basically a pussy if he doesn't do something. You're like, Southside's like,
But he started
I'm
with
gonna
him.
make this so that you look like a bitch unless you do something, which is a very bold thing to do in that.
No, but it's like at that point, bro, all the shit he was just saying about Young Chop and just like, you know, talking about his baby mother and just going, I mean, all the shit that he was saying about Southside at that point.
The shit he was saying about Meek Mill's new baby mama was pretty wild. I don't know if him saying that he fucked Meek Mill's baby mama was a joke or not, but
I think it was a joke.
it sounded like, I mean, yeah, actually, when you say that, it does sound
Remember
like it's a joke.
he put some video of somebody like sucking his dick and was like,
I don't even
"This
know
is
who that
your
dude
bit-"
was.
Yeah, who was
Oh
that?
my God.
He was talking to some dude and he's like, you want to see this? And he just shows a video of allegedly that guy's girl sucking his dick. And
But
it's,
the way the guy reacted,
the way the guy reacted, it really seemed like
Wait,
it was
who was
true.
the guy?
I don't
forget.
even know.
Oh
It was
my
somebody
God.
you knew though, somebody who was like dating a
Yeah.
girl that was like relevant or some shit. That was a wild moment. I don't know how many girls are out there sucking Chop's dick.
That's what I was thinking too. Wait, you
But
know,
this-
you know who had the craziest beef with him though, and who really got in his ass? Suki Hana.
Who the hell is she? I never
She
heard of her.
is a
until
rapper.
this.
That name sounds so
She is a
familiar.
She
rapper.
got like 800K or something.
She's a rapper. She's popping. I am not fully invested in the music. I haven't really heard it. After that live and just how viciously she kind of went crazier on him than Southside did. And Southside said he was gonna piss on his mom's grave.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the beef with them
She was
two?
saying stuff about his booty hole, right?
She was basically saying that
That's- the gloves are
she
off.
kept saying that like you thought that a bitch like me would fuck with somebody like you. I thought you was cool at first, but da 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 da. Like,
My God.
I don't know, man. She was going. she was going in on him, and now that makes me want to listen to her music because I'm like, this bitch is really thugging
Now
out
I
here.
gotta check her out. Almost every female rapper, that's what it's like. They diss somebody, I go listen to a couple songs, and then all of a sudden it's like
She was really
stored
talking
in my
like
brain.
she was really about all that action, and that he was not about none
Love
of that
a girl
action.
like that, man. That's
I
tight.
believed every second of it too, and I was like, yeah, she is actually active.
Yeah,
Do you
hit her.
guys think that
My girl told me she was active too, so
Do you guys think he doesn't get the respect that he deserves? Because I think
I
that,
thought he did.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like
But maybe in the context of like the bigger scheme, people only talk about Chief Keef.
but that's with every producer and rapper duo. Like
Yeah.
the
I feel
rappers
like-
Not
always-
DJ Mustard. DJ Mustard is the nigga.
Yeah, but as much as Mustard is huge, YG gets talked about a lot more. That's just
Yeah,
how it
that's
is.
just-
The guy
it's
who's
just the name of the
sitting
game.
behind the keyboard is never going to get as much attention as the guy who's out on stage with his shirt off. The thing with Chop though is like you do hear Chop's name a lot. Like when
Yeah,
people talk about the
exactly.
drill shit, he's
His
more.
name is-
He's the
has
number
to be
one
talked
person
about.
that people
But
will
I
talk
feel like-
about in terms of who was a
Made the
producer
fucking
in that
sound.
scene. Yeah.
Dude, but he's
Yeah.
like trying to overcompensate and over-explain that to everyone. Like
You don't
I
need
was,
to do
I
that.
watched one
Yeah.
earlier. He was like, "I was the first one from the city signed. Chief Keef was the last one that
Oh, I
was
remember
signed."
that one.
Da, 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 da. And I was just like, "Why does that even matter at this
You
point?"
guys remember when did you do the interview with him?
A couple years ago, I think
That was
it
like
might be.
2018.
Because I remember watching like some Vice documentary where they went out to like Chicago and
That was like 2014.
yeah.
That was years ago.
The Vice one
The
is
Vice
way
one. Mm-hmm.
older, right? Yeah. So when they went to his house, and I think he lived with like his grandma or his mom, and like he was just like, yeah, you know, they're running out with guns and being all crazy,
Yeah.
but I'm just here, I'm just making beats. And
Exactly.
like that's
He-
the kind of guy
yeah.
I thought he was. So it's
Chop
like,
was always the guy who said, "Yeah, these dudes do tons of drugs." He was always drug free. I think. Like
I think he still is.
He smokes hookah. And
He was like
shit.
smoking hookah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is kind of weird that people are like, "Oh, Chop is off the Zans." Chop do not look like he's off the Zans. He looks like he's
He looks
going
very
through some
coherent,
shit,
yeah.
but he does not look like he's off the Zans.
what's
This-
going on?
Nah, like you could tell when somebody's fucked up on drugs most of the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Even like with Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter seemed bugged out, but my drug addict radar
Yeah,
was
it
not
wasn't
going
really
off
going
with
off.
him
He
either.
was,
You know?
yeah. He didn't give me like sluggy.
Yeah,
sluggish
there's a lot
type
of
vibes.
like weird, shaky movements and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Aaron Carter was behaving very erratically,
erratically.
but it's once you have to be around a good amount of drug addicts before you can sort
Before
of
you
identify
can-
the difference.
You have to
between-
be a drug addict to know one, guys. All right.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it's in the eyes. Don't you
Yeah.
think you could kind of look at somebody's eyes and get sort of a
Yeah, Young
view.
Chop looked very normal, but like he was
Yeah.
just like didn't give a fuck
You
anymore.
know
When
what?
he,
Young
uh,
Chop reminds me of Fousey right now. When
Wow.
Fousey was going through that manic episode and he was running around saying all this positive shit to everybody everywhere, it almost feels like with the Young Chop thing, or even dude the Soulja Boy thing. I kind of feel like
yeah.
Soulja Boy was going through a manic episode on them fucking
Oh,
the Everyday
100%.
Struggle and Breakfast Club and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like Chop is honestly going through something I would kind of compare to that.
yeah, but see,
but like in a scary.
yeah,
like,
it's different
with
because
the
Soulja-
veneer of I'm the toughest person in the world, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell. He's actually
And-
doing the 6ix9ine thing if you think about it.
Nah, but he's doing it way more extremely than anyone by going to 21 Savage's old hood.
Oh, yeah.
And fucking pressing construction workers. Like, where's
was so
21
weird.
Savage
The
at? Like,
thing I don't understand is
and
how the
pressing
fuck
weird like random women
electronic,
on the street.
yeah,
Listen.
like, hey baby, you got a fatty. Where's 21 Savage
It
at?
felt like when I was in a car with you.
I don't
never
say
done
this
that.
to,
I'm joking.
I don't say this to question Chop's gangsterism at all, but am I wrong to think that you really don't want to be a shooter in an Uber? Because
Oh my God, the
th-
Uber.
The whole
The
idea
Uber, dude.
is that if you're gonna go, like say me and you were gonna decide to ride out on somebody tomorrow, we're gonna
Not
go
in an
shoot them up.
Uber.
Not in an Uber. Doing it in your own car, bad idea. Doing it in a rental that's under your name, bad idea. Doing it in an Uber,
Probably the
Worst-
worst
really
idea.
bad
Worst
idea.
idea.
You got some 50-year-old dude in the front seat that's gonna see everything and have no reason not to talk to the cops. That's crazy.
But you know what's fucked up too? Is
He's not
like,
gonna spin the block. He's not gonna
Yeah.
do all the shit that you would want to do, or that your homie is gonna do in the car.
Did.
Yeah, but
Well,
he's
the
not
dude-
gonna like really be like there for you in this warfare
yeah,
that allegedly is
100%.
happening. You know?
What,
The craziest thing is that he kept fucking driving him home.
He drove him home
What the
after.
fuck was? I mean,
That's a cool
Well-
ass. I mean, it is Atlanta. He might have seen some shit before.
What I was thinking is that like this might have been like some older man of like, you know, non-American
descent. Yes, I
American
agree.
descent, and that
I agree.
you know he like thought Chop was looking for his fucking family member or
If
something.
I had a,
I mean, when you get your car shot up is when you're probably like, okay, this guy should get the fuck
yeah,
out of my
if you're
car.
on live is when I stop feeling bad for you. I feel like, but also we really don't know that a Zuber got shot up. I don't know that
just-
there's.
Because I kept looking for videos.
There is
of
no
it.
video.
There is
There's
no
no
video
video
of
of
just
that.
saying that.
He's
But I
lived his
mean-
whole life on live, but not
But
that
he
part.
did say
there was hella glass and shit in the
Oh, really?
thing, like the window was busted.
and he
I
did
saw
say
that.
to him like, I'll cash up you for the window.
He's like, "What's your
So-
cash app?
I
I'll
have
pay
to
for the
piss
window."
So
Yeah.
bad, but can you guys please talk about Bad Baby blackfishing?
I thought it might have been a filter. Did you see that?
No. Want to show me?
I can't now because my Twitter is suspended, so I can't log on to Twitter, which is where I sent it to Lil Thug Baby and sent it to you.
Oh, you did send it to me.
I think I did
didn't get
send it to
anything.
you. If you check your DM, well, the DM is probably not there anymore because
Yeah, I tried to send you a really funny fucking picture. What was it?
fucking A, man.
Yeah,
But-
so can you message failed to send? Oh, I sent you a really funny picture of a guy in a in a waist trainer.
What the fuck? I need to get one of those.
Okay, anyways, so what happened? Ooh, okay. Oh, she looks
Yeah, no, like, yeah, she looked like really black in this video. Like,
she looks like Latina mixed, not white person.
and she just like hella like, I mean, obviously she's a young woman who's growing up, so she's
Yeah.
gonna look older, but she looks like 25 now, and
I
like,
feel like in terms of speaking on blackfishing, I'm not the person, so I'll let you take the reins. Do
Okay,
you think
so-
she's quote unquote blackfishing?
I mean, let's just be honest. Like, let's call a spade a spade. She looks like she's trying to achieve a darker, tanner look. She's like rapping fucking NBA YoungBoy lyrics or something in the song. And in the video, and I don't know, it's just if you would have not told me that there was Bad Baby in the video, I would have thought it was some other random black girl. Not gonna lie.
Then what do you think about like Kylie and all those like Instagram type bitches that like
Oh man, I feel like that's the thing that's just been going on forever though, where it's
Forever.
like, you know, it's like they
Yeah.
want to take the features
a black
and the
woman
aesthetics of black people in general, and then just, you know.
don't relate to any of the struggles that you guys have to go through.
But
This is getting woke when
no,
Adam's not here.
I know, facts. But listen, I'm gonna be honest. My mom pointed this out to me because like my mom like watches TV and shit like that, and I don't. And my mom pointed out to me that she was like, dude, I had no idea that Kim Kardashian was doing all this stuff for like prison reform and like helping people that had fucked up cases get out of jail and shit
Yeah.
like that. And I'm like, that really put into perspective for me like the half and half of shit that people don't see. It's like I see the Twitter half of people just like they steal from black culture, they do this, like Kanye's a fucking devil worshiper, blah blah blah. And then I got my regular ass mom explaining to me like, wow, she's fucking really helping out, you know.
Well, the thing is, I feel like it becomes different for someone like Kim Kardashian when you're married to a black man and you have kids that are half
Mixed,
black and you're black.
start to
you know,
understand.
So then you kind of have to understand.
But it's like she took it a step further by not just understanding, by using her power
Oh,
and her
100%.
platform, which I think is fucking cool as fuck. And I feel like some people know about this, but I didn't know about this, and I am.
You didn't know about her doing the.
I mean, I knew a little bit, but like,
she like met with Trump and shit.
I mean, I
several
knew
times.
I knew about it a little bit, but I
Yeah.
didn't like, you know, like I guess my mom, who knows nothing about anything, like
giving her props.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, that kind of like really showed me that. Yeah, that kind of really showed me like, damn, she's really out here in the field, you know.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, so then it comes to the argument where it's like, okay, at what point, where it's like, okay, you could be called out for like stealing and appropriating and all that stuff, but you're also helping out at the same time. It's like you meet in the middle somewhere.
There's just it's so hard to say. It's not black and white. There's just
It's not black and white, guys. Remember that. Nothing in the world is black and white.
what do you think about people calling me scary? They say I don't like the word scary because I'm
Because
scary.
you're scary.
I was like, whatever, I'll take that.
I don't think that you're necessarily like trying to
I'm not trying
aim
to.
to be a.
I'm not at all. I don't want to fight.
Bro, I'm scary, bro. The homie pointed a gun at me the other day that
Oh,
didn't
fuck
have
no.
that didn't have a clip in it, and I still was like, "Yo,
as a-
watch out!"
as a
Like,
joke?
yeah, he was just like showing me it, and I'm like, "Hey, don't point that at me."
I
But
thought
also,
he was actually like,
no, he's not like, "Nigga, give me all your shit." It's like my homie, you know him too. But I had a very traumatic experience
yeah.
in like middle school, and I've just never I just been like weirdly afraid of guns since that, bro. So
I
I'm
think
just like,
anyone should be weirdly afraid of guns.
nah, but with me, it's like it's different because I don't know. I wasn't there. Basically, one of my friends got killed on accident when
Oh
we were
my
in like middle
God.
school. Yeah, we were in middle school. One of my friends got
It
killed
got
on
woke
accident.
when you left.
Oh, really? So you
Yep.
didn't talk about Bad Baby very
We
long?
did.
We did. It went down a woke rabbit hole. I don't know how we got here. Anyway,
we
man,
got here because people told me I don't like the word scary because I'm scary.
do you think Adam's scary?
100% he's scary. Come
Adam
on.
Like
laughed.
I scare people, or like I'm
No,
scared?
like you a
You're
scary ass nigga.
person.
You had a gun in your face, and the dude was. You kind of were like laughing while you wrestled him.
I thought it was
down.
probably going to be you.
Really? What do you mean?
Like I thought that it
What?
was probably going to be like a dumb joke from one of my friends who doesn't know where to
done
draw
that to
the
him
line.
before. I've done that to
Yes,
to him
exactly.
before.
Whoa.
But
What?
not with the real gun.
He
but
ran up on me at a fucking show before, like, "Hey, bitch ass, give me all your money!" Like jamming his fingers
Just,
in my
like, hella
bag.
fast.
So scary.
Like, you
I
know,
would
I'm
be
like, all of a sudden I'm
traumatized.
walking around like, Jesus Christ, dude, like, I'm high as fuck. I'm standing here smoking 10 blunts. You can't scare me like that.
I know. I didn't
I
realize.
think it's safe to say
realize.
all of us are scary. I don't think we should try to be.
I'm not trying to
fucking
be a
tough.
thug ass nigga, but at the same time,
No.
though.
And I'm scared of gun. I'm gonna say I'm
But
scared
at the
of
same
guns.
time, though, I would fight any of these niggas and I would get my ass beat, or I don't give a fuck.
You know what
can-
sucks? I was just about to buy a new gun, and me and Jason were getting into the habit of going to the gun range more often. And then all of a sudden, I mean, I don't know if they all got crazy ass lines because I'm trying to go get some new shit.
Well, that's why you just go into your backyard and just shoot them in the air, buddy.
I don't think that would go over well in my neighborhood. I'm being honest. I think I'd have to
Why don't you
drive
try out the porch?
Yeah.
off the porch. I
Yeah,
think
like young
also, like most of my neighbors having kids seems like that would make that a weird
do it
thing.
at night.
Honestly, in my neighborhood,
drive
there's
out,
not
like-
a lot of gang violence. I'm going to tell you. You
Well,
might be surprised.
No, remember you? Oh, no, I'm not gonna make
Just
that
drive
joke.
out to like what my friends do is like go like on the way to Vegas.
Oh yeah.
And just pull over somewhere and just shoot it up.
I don't know that the cops on the way to Vegas and fucking Bakersfield or whatever.
In Barstow?
No, in Barstow. Yeah, I was thinking. No, but that, I mean, if you want to just shoot a gun in the desert or whatever, I guess that probably is the way. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people have probably thought of that. So like, there's probably like cops already looking for people doing shit like that. Don't you think?
I watch a lot of Instagram stories of my friends just pulling on over and shooting some shit up in the air, or not even in the air, right there. I'm kind of giving away the sauce right now.
I mean, you could go to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and do it.
Okay, but when I go to practice shooting
No,
guns,
someone took me to like sand dunes right outside the fucking freeway, and they're like, "Shoot this gun." I'm like, okay.
but you guys,
And you did it?
Yes, I played a show in Albuquerque, New
your
Mexico.
ears covered and stuff.
No,
Really, it wasn't that loud.
no, actually.
Because that's the one thing when you're in the gun range when you're like, oh my god, like if I don't have these fucking headphones on covering my ears,
Oh,
like I am going to
did.
explode my fucking eardrums because it's so loud.
I
Because
mean, you might have.
you'll be going
I
like
did.
this for like a split second, like itching your ear, and somebody will shoot, and you'll be like, ugh, like it's so.
Actually, you're right. They put these things over my head.
Shooting someone in real life, like one of the big decisions about like firing a gun has
Mm-hmm.
got to be the noise, because no matter what, it's not just the
So
person who
loud.
gets shot that's affected. Everybody in there is going to be like fucking losing their minds, grabbing their ears, because
Wonder
it's
if
like the
your
loudest thing ever.
What is it? Earbuds? Not earbuds. Your ear
Your drum.
drum gets like.
Ruptured or some shit.
Yeah,
Literally.
if you shoot a gun next to someone's head, you could definitely fucking blow their eardrum. I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm talking about you as you shooting.
Oh, I mean, I got the headphones on, so I'm good.
No,
You're not gonna be shooting someone with
Yeah, that's
headphones
what
on
I'm
in real
saying.
life.
And it's like ear
If you have to
protection.
shoot
and
them.
everything. No,
you
yeah,
pull
yeah.
up on someone with headphones to shoot them.
No, I mean, probably
Beats by
after
Dre.
you shoot somebody, you're not going to be thinking about it, but your ears are going to hurt, like
Yeah.
for sure, yeah.
Wait,
But, yeah.
real quick.
I wonder if real
I'm
shooters
dreading
have,
having to
like,
hide my gun from my kid.
I mean, the kids
Gotta
not-
get a safe.
You got a big house. Your kid's not gonna know where the
I
gun's
do have a
at.
safe, but I don't want to keep my gun in my safe because that's kind of like I'm not
So
going to
we
be able to get
talked
to
about
it
that, the
easy.
rust.
enough.
Speaking of the
rusty.
safe and the rest, where I'm trying to get this no jumper chain. I always forget to ask
I'll
you
get that,
every
yeah.
week.
Oh wait, but is that in there? I thought I gave it to you.
No, he never gave it to me.
I'll
asked
check
you-
for it again.
Your cap.
He's a cap.
You're
He
so
says this
cap.
every week,
I'll
right?
try to remember,
You
honestly.
literally don't. If you don't want to give it to him, just tell
Yeah,
him you
just
don't
I
tell
want
don't
me.
mind giving it to you at all. No offense.
I would wear it. I
Wait,
wear it
I
all the
want
time.
something. I want the Adam one.
the 22 one. Let it pay for that.
I'm joking.
Would you wear it? Would you
I
just wear
have
it?
fucking yeah.
That's
Just like
odd.
how you wear the
The
Aaron
Aaron
Carter one.
Yo.
I wear the 22 every day.
Oh, Selena really got under my skin a couple times,
With
and I
what?
didn't really realize it until after.
With what?
Like,
She was trying you.
She was trying me
She was
so
trying you.
hard.
She was trying me. I
Ooh.
didn't let her. She was like, "Oh, like what, girl?" Her way of like trying to like
I was trying to be nice,
her
combat it
no,
with
no,
niceness.
fuck that. Her way of trying to be like diss people or make them feel bad about themselves, act like she doesn't know who they are. It's like, bitch, you're
I'm like,
watching
bitch, shut the
everything
fuck
on
up.
YouTube.
Yeah. But
Her
okay.
calling Lena for like 3 years. It's
Everyone does that.
Like, I mean,
But-
but
No, but
she
she's
more than
done it on
everyone.
purpose.
I don't
does.
hold
You-
that against anyone because everyone, including people.
You know she knows.
People will walk up to Lena and say, "Oh my God, I love you. I've been following you for 3 years. I watch your YouTube videos every day. I love you, Lena, so much." And it's like,
She tried to pretend like she didn't know who Alex was. Not
that was
I
weird.
mean, she honestly might just be a fucking air. Anyway,
no.
she like
She knows what's going on.
she was just trying me, and I was just trying like
Yeah, she was
I
acting
was
like you're
trying.
nobody and
I
shit.
was like trying to be like cool about it, like from the
okay.
moment she'd walked in until
You were being
we
way too
started.
nice.
And then at the end, we started going in on her though, and I'm like reading the comments, and they're like, they're bullying this girl. Why would they disrespect her like that?
I
Da,
tried.
da,
I
da.
tried
And
my.
I'm like,
I tried my best to be nice for like a duration of it, and I was just like, I'm so over this.
And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was disappointed. Like I wanted her to sort of fit into our usual demographic,
Hell no.
like what we're doing, like right now. I wanted her to be able to sit there and be a normal human being that was able to interact with us. And instead, she's in another world. She's looking at the camera. She's looking at the chat.
her phone.
She's looking at her phone. She just
Yeah.
like, and it was weird because it's like I honestly think that
I think she thought it was an interview.
that's
everyone
what she
who-
wants.
And everyone who watched it is also thinking like, "Oh, these co-hosts suck." I wanted it to just be about Adam
I
and,
didn't even watch
and
it.
what's
to me, I could feasibly see Selena having a career as like a person, like a content creator, a person who
I
talks on
agree.
camera, could work for
If-
somebody else, etc. But she has to expand her repertoire. You can't always be talking about who you fucked. You have to be able to sit there and say,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about SmokePurpp and not make it about like, oh,
I
SmokePurpp
fucked him.
didn't DM me back. But we got to talk about SmokePurpp and Jesse Taylor.
we absolutely have to talk about
Can
this
you
just-
believe this?
debacle.
How?
I knew about this behind the scenes.
I mean,
That she got the tat?
Well, no,
Well,
but like she'd just been talking about to me and
She even has a diss song that we premiered on
We
our
premiered
live
it
stream,
on our
which
live-
you guys should
About
watch
him?
after this.
About Perp?
Yes.
yes, and
Wow.
she sampled
included-
one of his
Yeah,
songs,
she sampled
like one of his snippets.
Like, I don't care about these hoes, whatever. And she goes, how does she go?
She said, "I thought you said we was
was
forever."
forever.
I don't know. I'll play you the song. I have
Really?
the song and video. And
Yeah.
okay, so last night she's live, right? She's like on live, and she's like talking all this shit. Like Academics is in her live,
I
Whoa
saw
Vicky's
that.
in
Whoa
her
Vicky was
live,
in
all
there.
this shit, right? And I'm in the comments. I'm like, drop the video tomorrow. Like, I'm like, you should if you're gonna do this, you have to like maximize it and do it the right way.
And she's like, here, let me play the video.
She's like, let me just play the video now. And it's like showing it like
You were just like screaming.
and
at
it's
her in
like,
the
dude,
chat.
are you fucking retarded? Like, just wait. Drop the video tomorrow. Get Academics to post it. And if you're gonna like get on the clout train, you had to ride that bitch all the way to the destination.
She just got excited.
Do you agree with me that it seems like Perp's label is the one making the memes about her getting this tattoo and sending them to Academics to post?
No, because I know behind the
She made
scenes,
it?
Or she would. She's probably.
she's friends with Academics' girl.
Oh, yeah, she
1,000%.
Oh yeah, they made that crazy video threatening Selena together, and that's actually why Selena got mad at me and leaked my numbers because I commented on that video
and
sarcastically saying like, "Yes, Queen."
Also, that
Some
I
shit
forget
like that.
why. I forget that's why Selena hates me, but she didn't say it because when she was here that one week with you, and then the next week you weren't here. It was just me and
Oh,
him.
and you were like,
and
yeah.
then she was on Instagram video call with one of our friends that was here, and then I was like, ask her about Jesse Taylor, and she heard me. She was like, fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though.
Oh.
I'm so tainted by the music industry and the little trickery that's going on.
all
I would
bullshit.
not be surprised if this was some plan that they concocted to just get fucking some
Do you
attention
think
going.
it's so far that like Jesse is in on it being paid too, or does she actually?
I don't know because she was like, you
I
know,
thought she really likes him.
yeah, she was like she's like calling me and like let me tell you about me and SmokePurpp, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about you and SmokePurpp at all.
I thought, weren't you just?
Why would I care about one of my friends hooking up with like the most random girl that I know ever? Like, why the fuck would I ever care
Why
about
would I give a
SmokePurpp being
fuck?
some random?
And
ass
she was
pussy?
like, and I'm gonna just be honest. This is before me and my girlfriend were a thing. She was like calling me at like 3 a.m. to like fuck, but then she was like telling me about SmokePurpp at the same time. I'm like, how are you trying to hunt some dick by telling? You know, like how are you trying to get some dick by telling somebody
I
about?
might have to have
another-
a talk with Perp and be like, bro, you can't be
Why?
fucking Jesse Taylor. It's 2020.
Why even
Did he fuck
acknowledge
her?
her?
Is that did it happen?
He claims that he didn't even
did.
know who he was, who she
I
was.
think that they did.
That's cool for him.
I think that she's not crazy, bro. People think that I mean, she's definitely crazy, but I don't think she just would just be
Making shit up and
making
getting a
shit up
tattoo.
that she, yeah.
But don't you
Because
think
she's
she-
one of those bitches that like,
Yeah.
if you fucked her, she would go crazy and get
But,
you tattooed.
Yeah, as soon as she realizes that you're not gonna like wife her or like continue to give her attention, she's definitely the kind of girl that would do something
probably
crazy
texting me
like
right now.
get a weird ass tattoo
Oh, no.
and then like use that for clout. I don't know. I'm just that whole situation is just sort of weird to me. Where I am just sitting there looking at it, assuming that the label is hyping this up because it's like good for him to have something. Because SmokePurpp has gotten like at least 2 Instagram posts about
Back to
him.
back.
About nothing. About a girl getting a tattoo that's a fucking it's a quarter of an inch tall.
Bro, and she talks about her tattoos like she's so tatted all the time.
God.
Like, I remember we got into like this Twitter thing and she was like, I have like 20 visible tattoos and like people look at me like crazy when I'm in public because I have so many tattoos.
That's so funny because I remember there's a girl I dated when I was 19 and she was a year older than me. And before I met her, like, because we met online, like the very early days of meeting somebody online, and she was like, about me, I have 18 tattoos. And then when I get there, I realized that she got all of her moles turned into stars.
That's
18 tattoos.
That's what her tattoos are.
Somebody's listening to this at home. They're like, "Woohoo,
You're
that's
like,
my girl." No, but I feel like that's like you know what the other worst tattoo ever is the mustache, and you go.
That is a stupid ass tattoo.
Well, there's a
I
whole
remember
article that just came out about that.
Or like
thing.
tears like this.
I feel like
That's
that's
cool.
not
That's
as
kinda
bad,
cool.
that's
I
not
like
as
this
bad
one.
as this one. Because this was a phase of like the Urban Outfitters like hipster with like the actual this.
I would like to request
fuck
that.
this.
I forgot to mention this before, but I would like to request that the chat try to find the rapper that I saw in Huntington Park walking around on the street, throwing up gang signs and saying, "Follow me on SoundCloud," because he was saying his name was Icy Demon.
That's a good name. I like that name.
And I'm just like, I'm still curious about it. Haven't got around
Did you
to
fart?
Googling it. No, I did not.
Well, I'm gonna
Oh my
smell
God,
something
I
weird. That's
don't
why
want to smell it.
I don't want to fart in here. That's fucking crazy. You know, I've been watching.
Ew, I smell it.
I didn't fart.
I don't smell anything.
It's Adam.
I did not fart. Bro, if I was going to fart, I would go.
Actually,
I
yeah,
thought you
you're
did
not
it.
you're not very shy about your farts. You've definitely farted on the podcast before, and I freaked out and I ran away.
I definitely have farted on the podcast
You
before.
guys,
That's
what
kinda
do you
weird.
guys think about
NBA.
all this fucking people testing positive for coronavirus while
Who
in
else?
jail?
Fred the Godson. You guys don't know who that is. It's a rapper that I like briefly was
I know who
aware
it
of
is.
in like 2006. He's like
know
fat
who it
dude
is.
from New York.
He's in jail right now.
No. But he has it. But when you say the jail thing, that
Yeah.
I've seen some crazy ass numbers in terms of people in Rikers tested positive for and stuff. Obviously, this is almost like old news at this point. But 6ix9ine getting out is pretty shocking.
You guys saw
But
his
people-
comment.
This dude is
I
so
didn't see-
corny.
I didn't see
You
the
didn't see it?
no.
Okay. What happened, and I explained this on our Snapchat show. Go
That is-
search No Jumper on Snapchat.
Doing very extremely well.
Is doing extremely
Doing
well.
so great, guys.
Very great.
Millions of views.
Millions.
Great podcast. But anyway, that and by the way, the one that we just put out is the one that's performing the best out of any of the ones we've
Allegedly.
done. So, not allegedly so much as we've seen it, the analytics, but what the fuck was that? Oh yeah, the 6ix9ine thing. There was a story that the mayor of LA was offering money for anyone who would snitch on businesses that were still operating despite the coronavirus quarantine thing. And he goes on the Shade Room, had posted the screenshot of his news. and
6ix9ine did?
Yeah,
6ix9ine
6ix9ine commented and said, "Coming to the rescue." You're
Sorry.
not funny. You're not
Really? I think it's
fucking.
hilarious.
I don't
What?
think it's funny. I think it's so corny.
I thought the whole point of him like getting out and all that shit was he had these stipulations.
Apparently,
where he's
No,
not
there's
apparently
no
supposed to.
stipulations.
He doesn't have like stipulations for not being
I
on
think
social media.
I don't think he's allowed to like threaten people. I think that's where they're going to really kind of draw the
Dude,
line. But
he did not do that.
Yes,
dude.
he did. That's like really big news from a few days ago. That is his first public comment since he got out, and at least from me, I was so annoyed by it. Wait, we got Jesse Taylor tweet?
No,
Or, message?
no. Basically, Blasey just telling me to disinfect this before.
He already
I
did.
already did, bro. Got you.
Disinfected because Selena was on it, or
Just because
That
in
and
general.
everything.
This in general.
What really
shout out to
happens-
Blasey. Shout out to Blasey caring about my health.
what
Appreciate
really
that.
happens on this table in any given week? I don't know. I mean, I sit here and answer emails pretty
We were
frequently.
thinking that Laura's not here today, so definitely.
Yeah, Laura's the
this-
one-
definitely
Laura was the
this
one that
shit
was-
is dirty as fuck.
Laura was the one that was taking care of that for sure. So me and Kim did an extensive clean of all the mics and the table before we.
I'm not saying Laura has the coronavirus, but I haven't seen her in a week.
Have you heard from her?
Yeah, she seems fine, but you never know.
Stop! You scared me.
Yeah, I was like, what the
I
fuck?
asked if she's okay.
Oh, I was about to go bring her some
Yeah,
medicine.
but
or something.
you know how you have people in your life that are like really like actually taking every possible precaution.
I'm
like,
trying to.
I wish
I
that
tried
was
to
me.
with you two, and you guys were like, "No, the show must go on."
No,
Dude, she wouldn't,
Lena-
even, she wouldn't even let me ride with her
I'm
here.
sorry.
when the
No,
when the
it's not. You could have ride with me. I just didn't want you in my house because
Dude,
if you were
we
contaminated,
we
Yeah, I
ordered
felt that.
delivery. I go out and get the bag. I put the bag down in the kitchen table.
Yeah, have to
Lena goes
quarantine it.
and gets it, wipes down the whole area where the bag
up.
was, takes everything out, doesn't let pieces of plastic touch the table and
Yeah,
stuff.
100%.
For me,
I'm just
not gonna go that far. That's a
I'm
little
like, I'm
far,
gonna open it up. I'm gonna wash my hands and then I'm gonna eat. And
Because
then I'm gonna throw it away.
That in comparison to me, like last weekend, going and riding my bike around LA with my friends. Literally, at times, I'm sure like my hands touched the ground. I'm sure that my
God.
hands touched random
I'm
walls.
shuddering.
I didn't wash my hands for probably 8 hours.
You are
I went
disgusting.
into a burger restaurant. I ordered a burger.
And
I
ate
took
it.
the burger and I ate the burger with the same unwashed hands that had
I
been
can't
holding my
be near
handlebars
you.
on my bike for 8 hours. I mean, realistically, once you do that, which I did that, and I'm probably
You're
going
pretty
to do
much
that
immune.
again. Are you really going to worry about the Bossa Nova bag touching the kitchen table?
I have friends that aren't even fucking eating out because they're scared.
Well, you can't eat out. Where are you eating out? Are you
What?
talking about pussy?
They're not getting food delivered and eating from a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
They're,
right.
Speaking of
yes,
not,
they're not eating out, pussy.
speaking of not having sex,
still eating pussy?
you guys are really lucky to both be in relationships, to be at home with your significant other.
I was
This,
gonna say, I thought you were in a relationship.
yeah, but she's in New York, dude. What the fuck am I gonna do?
I really, no offense to your girlfriend, I'm sure she's amazing. I hope
You
to
just- you
develop
just-
great rapport with her in
you
the
just
future.
don't believe
She
this.
seems-
But
I like her a lot.
no, but wouldn't
do
you have loved to see him single when Selena Powell was here?
No, I don't think he.
I don't think
he's-
either of us
I
are
don't think he's into
receptive.
her.
You're a pretty you're a guy who wants a lot out of life. I feel like if you were single, you might make a run.
I
for
don't
the
think.
Selena.
I don't think that. No offense to her. Actually, all offense to her. Fuck her. I'm super straight, dude. I'm
Really?
super good on that. Yeah. I'm good. I'm good with my
She was
queen.
trying to play him.
One of
And
the
act like
best-
She tried to play me like she
Act
like
like
I'm just a
he's, like,
nobody.
nothing.
ass
But that
nigga.
would make you want to fuck her if you were single.
No, that would
Definitely
make me
not.
want to stay far away from her and
I'm
just
gonna
flex the
prove
fuck.
to you that you want this dick. You
I'm
don't
gonna
even know you want this dick.
I'm gonna prove to you that I have way more going for me than any random rapper that you've ever
I
fucked.
just feel like after you let Kid Boo inside
She
of
fucked
you,
black youngsters, so maybe
like
not.
I don't
He's
know.
got a
I
lot
feel like
going
that.
for him.
No,
that,
shout out to
that
Black
Got a
energy
money counter.
is still.
I
Like,
need a money counter.
it
Do you have
could
a
be-
money counter?
I feel like it can be transferred onto the different people you fuck after.
Having a money counter is so funny because it's like, I mean, if you even had $100,000 in hundreds, like
You can
what,
still count it.
You can't count to 1,000. Like a
Some
money
people-
counter, you really gotta have like many hundreds of thousands, and not just once, like
Yeah,
repeatedly.
you would have to have a real use for that.
But also, like if you have like a lot of ones and stuff. I mean,
Going to the strip club.
I'm acting like
People
it's
really
like,
have money counters at home.
and also it would be 100,000. Yeah, some do, but you
Wait.
have,
There's
you
no
have to.
point.
I think you have to register with the feds.
If you get a money counter,
I think they track that.
that's crazy. But in my younger days, I would have been like trying to fuck some girl to make a point of like, yeah, I am cool. But it's like now I don't give a fuck what
respect that.
Selena Powell thinks about me or if she knows who I am. I don't give a fuck, bro.
But you don't want to, like, there isn't a part of you that when
Nope.
you were single, you would want to find out what the inside of her vagina feels and
Not
what
at
it smells
all.
like. No.
Honestly, she had those dusty ass Fashion Nova shorts on. It looked like she's been wearing for like 2 weeks straight.
Well, actually, Fashion Nova is a great company. I'm just
I
saying.
thought she was wearing. I thought they were like boxer briefs. I was so confused,
Man.
especially when you made her stand up and like her.
Model her ass.
I don't know. You're like, oh, nice camel toe.
The
That shit
best
was
part
not
was when I
bussin'.
told her that Drake wasn't going to fuck her because she weighs 83 pounds. And she goes, I'm 109.
Fuck you, because I felt that.
I'm sorry.
Not saying the Drake part, but you
I think
like
I said you
trying
weigh.
to body
I
shame
said
her.
you weigh 79 pounds, and I weigh 103. Drake
didn't
likes
know-
thicker women.
He does like thicker women.
I didn't think that we went that hard on
I
her,
didn't think
but
we
the
went hard.
comments said that the comments acted like we just fucking.
Oh, really?
The comments acted like we south-sided her and said, "I'm gonna pee on your dead mom's
Bro,
grave."
go and look at the comment or go watch my early interview. I think I did 2 interviews with her. That I was
I would not.
shitting on her. I was so rude to her. And I wasn't like I was being like I wasn't lying or anything. I was just being
Yeah, just being
honest.
brutally
But I mean,
honest.
I was like real like I was asking her about like different dudes that she fucked with. Like, why would they want to fuck with you?
I mean, that's
Oh, I
that's
remember
basically
when
what
you
I was.
asked
not in a physical way. Like, I don't think that Selena's like really bad looking physically, but like, why would they want to put themselves in a position where their
position.
entire business is going to be exposed to the world?
Yeah, for fucking her.
One of
Well,
the best thing I ever seen in the world, as we say this,
Yeah.
is when Lil Xan walked in back and he had just gotten
my
dropped
God, I
off by
remember
his
that.
girlfriend, and he sees Selena and he cannot control himself. He is trying to fuck right there, dude.
That's fire.
He was ready to leave his girl for Selena Powell at that moment. Sorry to Annie, but it's true.
Is he still dating the
I
same
don't
girl?
think so. No, he got a new girl. He got
The one with the big boobs.
He got some random
The one with
ass
the big
girl. He got some girl that
Lil
looks like
Xan
some
love-
random 20-year-old college student that he's all in
Bro,
love
is
with.
that not every girl?
I'm
he
like,
ever
where did
dates?
you find this? This seems like the least Lil Xan
girl that I know?
girlfriend
dude, he does
I
that.
could imagine for
I
you.
think maybe he likes that because he's like trying to stay away from like the
Yeah.
artificial women that
I think
are
Lil
gonna,
Xan is gonna fall
Lil
for any
Xan
girl who's
needs
gonna
real
take
love.
care of him. You
Yeah,
know? If
yeah.
a girl's gonna like really like
I hope
keep it
he's- I
copacetic.
hope he's okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. And the reason why I thought of it is because I saw a Twitter DM from Josh. Just got a LaCroix, by the way. Josh
from Yuri. I like Yuri's blonde hair.
You're
He
gonna need a
seems
few
cooler
more
now.
of those. Yeah, he's an e-boy. Look at him. He looks like Ninja.
Yeah, he literally did. He literally looks like Ninja now.
Dude,
He's gonna dye blue like next
I
week.
went and looked at this girl's Twitch stream because everybody's Twitch
His
streaming all of
girl?
a sudden. No. Like some random
not
girl.
supposed to talk
I
about
went to go look at her Twitch stream and she had like a neon fucking wig on. And I'm like, wow, it's so funny when you see people who start using Twitch and they just think they have to do everything
Have to
that
just-
everybody else on
Wow.
Twitch does. Like,
Get
guess
blue
I need
hair.
neon hair.
My DJ / one of my BFFs who lives in Switzerland is fucking really pushing me to get on Twitch, bro. He's like, you
I
gotta
know. I'm
fucking-
getting my streaming PC made right now.
I will have you guys know that I am going to be streaming Final Fantasy VII starting on Thursday at 9 p.m., which is exactly when it comes out. I played the original
Lucky.
for PlayStation, so I think this is kind of like the perfect game for me to stay up really late on Thursday, just experiencing. Like, I just like the idea of maybe not playing it like as fast as I can, but just putting in like a shitload of time on it for like a week or two until I get through it. I think that my audience maybe would appreciate it, but I am moving to Twitch as well. So I think Thursday is probably going to be my first Twitch stream. And you guys
lucky.
are welcome to come over and enjoy
That
it.
is,
okay. I'm
Lena's
okay.
not gonna allow.
I'm so mad
That's
that
weird about that. Yeah. She lets Yuri and Josh come over to work. a
Wow,
little bit,
Yuri.
you
She
know?
lets Yuri to come over.
I mean, she let Yuri come over to today. Yeah.
Wow.
We're
I
not
know.
allowed.
You might be allowed. I'm not allowed.
I'm probably
Funniest
might be
mental
allowed.
image ever though is that Josh's wife, aka my sister, he gets home from work. She makes him get naked and wipe down with antiseptic fucking anti-mutant wipes or some shit. Then he has to walk into the house naked, and then he's
Wait, you have to get naked at the front door?
in the neighborhood, so all the kids
So
in the garage.
they're rolling by and your dick and balls are
If
just
they
hanging
didn't
out.
have a garage, like in their prior apartment, where it was just like you walk into this apartment, that would have been a very different procedure.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
my god.
Wait, are we talking boxers or are we talking about complete?
Completely naked.
Yeah. Do you free ball it on a regular day? You might as well now because you know you're like
I was
you know
gonna
you're
have
gonna
to
get
get
naked at
naked.
the front door anyway.
But how does that make sense?
Because
Or
It's
what
not
if-
like the boxers take
what
up
if-
a lot of space in the laundry.
I'm saying like he has to get naked when he gets home.
If you were to weigh your jeans and then weigh your jeans plus a pair of boxers,
Nah,
it's really gonna be almost exactly the
Probably
same.
the
I feel
same.
like I don't know. Is it for like easier nakedness?
I'm just saying like
One
you know
less
so you
article
just
of
get home
clothing?
and you just drop. All right, babe, I'm home.
You might as well just get like the fucking unbuttoning Adidas track
Ah,
pants
and just rip them
and
off.
The kids would love that.
Just strip.
The kids would love.
The kids would laugh so hard at you getting naked that fast.
I don't want.
Oh god.
I mean, that is one of the best things about like your nephews and like soon to be kids is just how amused they are by
Like
by
anything.
by anything, but also like I find Josh's kids, anytime it comes to anything about nudity, they are so amused. I was getting massage at the old spot when I had my own office, and I'm getting a massage, and Henry's like his kid is like looking over the thing, and he's like he was talking about it after and saying like I can't believe Uncle Adam was naked, like just thinking it was and I wasn't naked. I had basketball shorts on, but to him that's like the
It's like
funniest thing in the
craziest
world.
thing ever.
He's like such a little kid too. It's
When
so
you're
funny.
little, it's weird. Like as a little kid, you transition from like being naked like a lot of the time to like just thinking that nudity is the funniest
It's
thing
just
in the
like, whoa.
world. Like as soon as you realize that like, oh, you're not allowed to be
Ah.
naked, all of a sudden being naked is really funny.
I was like, clothes.
I don't know. I'm looking
Honestly,
forward to that.
Kids.
Yeah, kids are crazy. I might have one too. Fuck it. I got to get my shit together a little more
Crank
though.
one out. Now's the time. Black love, man.
I know, huh?
I'm
That's
loving
what-
the black love.
Well, when I watch Love and
Unity.
Hip Hop, I see
Oh my god.
Papoose wears a hat that says Black Love. Like that's his
That's-
brand that he's pushing.
Honestly, I might cop one of those now. What if I put up
What,
with a
you-
dashiki on and a black love snapback the next week?
My God, if you pulled up in a dashiki, I'm gonna have one. One kid from Africa gave me one.
Hey, what?
And I didn't have the heart to explain to him that I probably don't. I don't
Shouldn't
think
be
that
wearing
anybody
that.
wanted to see me wearing a dashiki.
Wait,
who
a
is
black-
who is the kid from Africa?
I feel really terrible, but I was going to Whole Foods, And this kid just walks right up to me, and he's just like, he like pulls over his car in this super fucking busy Whole Foods parking lot. He's like, bro, I just want to tell you, I am the Justin Bieber of Africa.
Oh, that's so
And
funny.
I'm just
love
like,
that.
What?
wow, like, all right. And like he came to the store and he gave me a dashiki.
I wish I could know what his name
He
was.
played me his music too, like
Is he
it was like Afrobeat shit, and I was like having to kind of be real and be like, I don't know anything about this kind of music. I don't know anybody that knows this kind of music. To be honest, you're pretty much the first person who ever played me any music that sounds anything like this. Like I don't know how I'm supposed to help you.
So
Oh my
he
God,
might
what
be
if
the
it
Justin.
was like WizKid or something.
It was like that. There was that general area. Got nothing against it, but it's a complete, total lack of
and then-
knowledge
and then
or
he
understanding.
gifted
So he
you,
might
like, the
actually be the
shiki.
Justin Bieber of this type of music.
I mean, he might, but honestly, that's the problem, and why I really didn't want to get involved is that I don't know that I could have really been able to tell the difference between WizKid and him because I am so not familiar with that music. Like, if you were to play me Beyonce and some other random like top of the top 50 R&B singers on earth. To me, I don't know that I would necessarily be able to tell why Beyonce is way better than like number 50.
What do you mean?
Whereas if you play me Drake and you play me YBN Namir, I can explain the difference. Like it's very clear to me. I know a lot about
How
this.
could you not explain the difference between like Beyonce and like
definitely can.
Tinashe?
I never heard Tinashe, so I'm gonna have to be
I
kind of
love
shooting.
to get on. I love to get too on.
All right.
You definitely heard this music.
I'm not in a position.
I think you're playing dumb.
I'm
You've
not
definitely heard more of this music than you like.
Than
to
I
you
might be
actually-
playing a little bit dumber than I am in real life, but I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest with you. It's like I couldn't tell you why Destiny's Child is that much better than En Vogue. And actually, I have to go all the way back to En Vogue because
Yeah,
I'm
that was
so
crazy.
not familiar with like R&B acts of the last like 10, 20 years that
Okay, what about the difference between like Fresh Reckless and B2K? Spent
Wow,
about
there's
50
so
on my
much.
pinky, so retarded.
retarded.
I wish I was there for that, but also there was already 4 of them plus you. Where would I have been fit?
Oh,
fit
B2K.
in?
Under the table.
That is a strange comparison right there. I know.
I
So,
love B2K.
It's still
I-
fuck Chris Stokes too, by the way. I believe.
oh yeah, I believe that.
I believe what's his name?
Yeah, he's a scumbag. No, but I believe.
Chris Stokes is like the Carol Baskin of
Yes, definitely. But I think I've learned more. But that's kind of fun. Like, I don't even know.
Nobody
what the
even
fuck
knows
I'm talking
what
about.
we're
No, we
talking
do.
about.
Chris Stokes
No, they
is
do.
definitely Carol Baskin. No, or maybe even Joe Exotic because he's pretty fucked up too.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
honestly, yeah.
But I think honestly, I probably learned more about B2K from watching Love and Hip Hop than I have from their actual music career. I wasn't really tuned into that.
You didn't
bro.
watch the movie?
Bro, that
Hell
was
You're lame.
No, because
The movie was
B2K
so-
came out what, the 2004, 2003?
that was the first
It's a little
concert.
late for me.
The first concert I ever went to was the Scream Tour 3 with Bow Wow,
Wow.
B2K, yeah, and like Chris Brown or somebody. I don't know.
I don't
That was the
know.
first concert I ever went to. I had cornrows.
I feel like you have to go to the Millennium Tour now.
I know,
You
huh?
have to.
Well, there's no Millennium Tour now.
Yeah.
You're right.
One day there will be another tour, though. One day there will be another large gathering of people. I just feel like
I don't
it
know
might-
if I even want to go out into the large gathering of people anymore, though.
It's going to be so hygienic. Like, imagine going to Coachella right now. Everyone's going to be masked up. Everyone's going to have so much fucking hand sanitizer. It's going to be ridiculous. I'm not going to want to be standing near normal people. All the things that
Like,
used to be
all
great
the
about
things
going to a festival,
is
it
gonna be
seems like
con-
it's going to be a long time before the normal person is going to want to engage in that, or B, that the company who's putting on that event
Well,
is going to
even put-
want to accept that liability.
Yeah, man. And honestly, I think just like all those things have lost so much of its value to me now. Like, I don't really want to go to a show and meet some random girl and fuck her now.
Well, you have a girlfriend.
That's what I'm saying. So now I don't even
Yeah.
feel like I'm missing anything because like those random things are just kind of like out of my life. At
That's
this point.
why I decided to have a baby, is because that part of my life all of a sudden started to seem so foreign that it was like, maybe I should just
See, that's
do
the-
something that'll really help me. Like,
See, that's-
I feel like I'm out of that stage, so now it feels like I need to do different things. I need to have kids.
That's
I
the
need
weird
to
thing with
cook
me
dinner.
because,
not
like-
me, but her. You know,
That's the weird thing with me is because like obviously like we have like a age gap and I'm like at this weird like I'm in the cusp of like I have 1 foot in of like I could go back and just keep wilding out and being retarded, but I don't want to do that.
you started partying a lot earlier than me. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I
Just
know, huh?
In terms of like, I had a weird life where I had this BMX life, and then all of a sudden I turned 21. I'm in New York, and I'm literally just in my room playing poker and working on this website and everything. And then
Well, you stacked up a lot of money that way, didn't you?
true, but then
And weren't you fucking straight edge? That part makes me.
even during all
That's
that, I
crazy.
was mostly straight edge. I would
Yeah.
honestly, it feels like my real adult life began more like when I was 24 or 25, because that's when I
Yeah.
actually really started to go to bars in New
Yeah.
York and really started hanging out with girls.
I
and
started
hanging out
doing
with my
that when
friends
I was
like that.
17.
I went to a
When I was,
shitload
like,
of
15,
I was going to hardcore shows, and then I was a BMX dude, and then I was a total introvert, in my room working on my website / playing online poker, which, it's just I feel like I didn't do that. I didn't go to high school parties when I was 18. I didn't go to college parties when I was 20.
Yeah.
I just sort of
I
had a different trajectory.
I feel
there.
like you get a good 10-ish years of partying in, and if you keep going hard after that, then you're just a fucking
You
psychotic
kind of just
person.
gotta
You
Even-
gotta hang it up.
I'm on my way to being in the introverted.
If they were gonna
Life
do a
now.
ham show tomorrow,
Who would
and
be in
you
the lineup?
went, I feel like the number of people who are at a ham show, if that was a thing right now,
And to people
versus
that-
those same shows, it's warehouse LA shows,
Warehouse.
ham on everything,
Yeah.
versus 2016, that same exact crowd / show. I think you're gonna have 1 or 2% overlap, and it's probably going to be largely people that are involved in the business of
Oh,
it.
you mean
Yeah.
this the crowd of people are not going to be the same at all?
You've got a couple years in you where you're going to warehouse parties,
Yeah.
and then you sort of tend to grow out of it, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden you're a 30-year-old dude going to a bar after work,
Yeah.
maybe, or you get into a relationship, you settle down. I mean, if you were to take every single person, if you took a No Jumper vlog from a warehouse show in 2016, and we were to look at every single person that you can see in the video, I just feel like such a tiny percentage of people are still living that same life a couple years later.
yeah,
you know?
I'm probably the only one that's in both of the videos.
But even you, okay, if there's a time where you're super happy to just go to shows.
Yeah, go
then
to a party,
it becomes, okay, I'm going to shows because I'm working on my career. Or if it's not your music career, it's your clothing line or your
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm starting a label. I'm starting whatever. I'm an influencer. I'm a vlogger, whatever the fuck it is. And it's kind of you age from just a pure fan
Yeah.
to being a participant in the culture. And then unless that works out, if that works out and you get rich
Yeah.
and famous, then okay, you're kind of part of you is sort of always going to be in there. And then if it doesn't work out and you end up being a rapper who never really does anything, then you at some point you're just going to sort of slither away, and all of a sudden you got a family, or you become a regular guy with a job and stuff. And
that's what's going to be crazy to see in the future is just how this is going to play out for a lot of people, or even for myself or for whoever. It's just
that's how it feels when you look at Facebook, because I spent a little bit more time on Facebook, and you'll see
Facebook
a
is so fucking weird.
I will see a random girl's name and be like, oh my
Wow, I
God,
forgot about
her.
forgot about her
That
existence.
girl fucked 3 of my friends behind the bar one night, or some shit like that. And then you're clicking through her shit. She got kids. She got a husband.
See, but that's been
you're wondering what the husband's thinking. As oh man, I wonder if
But
he
you know-
knows about behind the bar that night.
No, listen. The girl that I lost my virginity to, the second time that we hooked up was in a fucking, those
Dumpster.
those pentagram circles where it's the candles are lit.
What? Who created the pentagram?
No,
circle?
I'm not saying it actually happened like that,
Like a
but
seance?
okay, so the first time I hooked up was just me and her. I lost my virginity to her, and then the second time it was a seance of all of the bros, and she was just sucking up
What?
everyone in a circle.
What?
Basically, yeah.
The girl you lost your virginity to. And wait. Who
What?
organized the seance?
Yeah, what is a seance?
It wasn't an actual seance.
Oh,
I
I
just
thought-
meant we were in the homie's garage.
But why was there a pentagram in the garage?
He's talking about the pentagram of men and
Oh,
Yeah,
penises.
but how many homies?
It was maybe 6 of us.
And the first time you fucked her, you were fucking her on some she liked you and you liked her
No,
thing?
it
or-
was just this girl that went to our high school that
Was she older? Did
yeah,
she take
was
advantage of you?
She was a senior. She was a senior. I was in 10th grade, so I wasn't a
She's not
freshman.
taking advantage of
What
you.
But
the fuck?
you know what I
That's
remember
insane.
too? That was the first time I got head or anything too, and I remember her mouth was really, really cold. She had just
Maybe she was
sucked the
dead.
ice cube or
Maybe she's dead. Maybe one of the homies was dead.
No. But it's okay, so I had that experience where it's maybe not even 3 or 4 years later,
Right.
she was she went to the military and fucking dated some
Wow.
dude in the military,
Yeah.
and then is now and so I had this experience
Yeah.
when I was 18. Oh man, this is the girl I lost my
Girls
virginity
like
to.
that are the ones who need the military.
Yeah,
because
no.
she needs some structure to stop doing that shit.
Because she would have just kept sucking dick and doing that forever.
No, when I think about it, there was a girl that I was 16.
She used to suck dick in the laundromat. Like, she was crazy.
Oh my God.
I love.
When I think about
You
it,
said you love her?
I loved it.
there
It was
was
fire.
there was a girl who, like, me and a bunch of the homies all fucked, like, individually when we were like 14, 15, 16-ish age, and she was so legendary to us. We would talk about her all the time.
That's like this girl
And then
is,
by
yeah.
the time she was like 19, she was a Marine bitch. She
That's
was
what I'm
like
saying. See?
wearing camo. Like, I seen her at the mall, and I'm like, oh hell no! You're protecting the country. What the fuck?
I
That's
mean,
crazy.
I think they get kind of freaky at the military.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm thinking. Was she getting trains right on her
Right.
at the army base?
When I think about high school, though, there was a lot of girls that I would hear about when I was like 15 or 16 that would be doing weird shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
like I heard about this one super fat girl when I was 16 getting like
yeah.
finger banged at a party. Like 5, 6, 7 dudes all finger.
Why?
I'm like, what the fuck is the point of that?
Yeah.
You all want to have stinky fingers like that
at a party too.
You
Like,
thought this was so hot that you just had to do it.
"Ah,
Like,
let me jump in, bro.
but you know what I
That's
think
weird
the
as fuck.
thing is that like girls will do something like that once or twice when they're young as fuck, and they figure out real quick that they're going to be judged super harshly.
I don't
that
think
they're
this girl gave a fuck.
Yeah, but a lot of people I think figure out real quick like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm going to get made fun of, and people aren't going to respect me, and maybe I didn't even like doing that so much. Like,
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like
I feel like we
yeah.
had this combo and we were talking about that girl that was crying. Remember that girl that was like crying, like
Oh, as you got game.
yeah. She was saying that it was because her traumatic experiences with her ex, or, I don't know,
Or you
something.
own it and you're like, man, I love sucking 6 dicks in that garage. I'm gonna just
Yeah.
keep doing that shit. But let's be real. If you keep doing that shit, you're gonna fall in love with one of them, or somebody's gonna wipe you up and
Something's
take
gonna
you off the
happen.
market.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Or you're gonna get a disease. I know it
Something.
sounds crazy, but I mean, I'm just saying. I've heard worse.
I'm picturing it in my head.
I'm just saying, and then like, you know, at some point they're gonna just be like, you know, like girls like that. Like, I'm gonna put it in perspective. When
Yeah.
I was 16, there was these dudes I knew who rode BMX on the other side of town, right? And there was these 2 blonde twins, and I'm 16. They're probably the same age, and we all thought they were so hot. One day I heard about these 2 girls going to these dudes' dirt jumps and sucking up like 8 of the homies at the dirt jumps in the woods. I was so jealous. I was like,
You know, I wish I was one of those 8.
I wasn't getting sucked up by no fucking twins at that
Yeah,
point in my
yeah,
life. Hell no. I was so but then like those same girls, all of a sudden I'm like 19, they add me on MySpace,
I didn't give a fuck about
boyfriended up. They were so far past that point in
Yeah.
their life by the time they were like 19 or 20.
Yeah, because someone.
you know what I'm learning from this conversation as a
What?
woman. Okay, so
The guys think that shit's hot for some reason in a weird way.
No. It's not that. Not that at all. I think that you guys will think anything that's sucking up your dick is gonna be hot. But
Well, especially
anyways,
when you're 16.
especially when
When
you're
you're
16.
Yeah,
16,
we're
you
talking
don't know
about
shit.
past experiences.
Yeah, I
man.
get that. But like, what I'm learning is that, you know, females that experience these kind of things, they go through this and, you know, try things out, explore their sexuality. They seem to grow out of it, get boyfriends, get husbands, and get kids. You two and men in general seem to never grow out of it. That's all I have to say.
I
What
feel
are you
like
talking
he's
about?
Completely grown out.
He's
of it.
talking about how he has a girlfriend and how he
Okay,
didn't want to
fine.
fuck with Selena Powell. I'm talking about how I haven't even fucked another girl without my girl there in like years.
And now they're about to have a baby.
Yeah,
I
we're
feel
about to
like
have a
he's completely grown out
baby.
of it.
We're symbols of transformation.
We're transforming here.
We're changing. Why would you not want men to be able to change? I'm sure that Blasey had some days where he did some scumbag shit, at least a
Honestly,
little bit.
I-
Not like
I'm
us, probably.
gonna speak from just being his friend for a couple years. And I don't know if he really.
I was gonna say you better not say anything.
No,
about it. I was literally about to throw this. fucking-
I was gonna say I think
No, he's a
Blasie's
great
pretty.
guy.
Blasie's a pretty stand-up
I'm
dude,
I'm
man.
pretty good at
Get-
scouting them.
Somebody said Adam wishes Lena had a twin. Lena has a sister that looks like pretty similar to her, but no. What does that mean? You think that if she did have a twin, that we'd be hooking up? That's a little optimistic. I'm gonna be
That's a
honest
little.
with you. Yeah.
That's a little wild,
What,
honestly.
and then you wife both of
And
them.
you wife both of them?
and get them both pregnant.
Joe Exotic shit.
Oh, no, that's like some.
What's his name?
That's
The
like
other
some.
dude,
I don't
Jeff.
know.
That's some Jeff Exotic shit.
No, that's like some Steve
No.
Wilkos show type shit.
I'm gonna
Like-
be honest.
my
I am
God.
so hungry. I have to go. I have to end this podcast
we've been
at
talking for a while.
1 hour and 56 minutes. I have to go eat.
Honestly, this was honestly one of my favorite ones.
This is a
was
great
really,
one.
It was
Really?
really good. Yeah.
We didn't
We
even
didn't
talk about
NBA
Youngboy.
Youngboy, yeah.
Ah man.
I did
You talking about my wife?
And the cigarette. The
My
cigarette.
wife? The
The
cigarette.
one right here.
The cigarette.
The cigarette was so symbolic. Like the cig was here and the ash was there.
Oh.
When he says
God.
my wife and he looks at her and she's just straight. she just
She
looks
did not wanna be in there.
And then I went and looked at her Instagram afterwards and she looks so pretty and like
She's very-
not like she
very
looks
cute.
in that video. And I was like, wow, like What a situation.
I feel stupid for not knowing that she was fucking Mayweather's daughter.
You talking about my wife?
Her, yeah.
I'm gonna go watch that a few more times.
I watched it on the way here.
I love
Honestly-
seeing people do the mouth-alongs to it. Pumping Randy was doing that. That's just so funny.
Dude, I was like not a big NBA YoungBoy connoisseur at first, but no homo. I had a dream that we became friends, and ever since then, I just
I love that.
like I had a dream that he was like weird and awkward to me at first, like NBA YoungBoy probably would be if I met him in real life.
He
When,
just
like,
like
in this-
glare at you.
Yeah, but then like in this dream we became friends and we were like hanging out and we were like, you know, I don't know, like at Babylon or something with Hesh or something. Some weird
Skating.
shit.
I
And
couldn't
like
see YoungBoy just being able to be somebody that would like be hanging out with a bunch of people. Also, Babylon's been gone for a while. But
I know it was a random
I
dream. bro.
wouldn't really be able to see YoungBoy being able to just be one of the homies. It seems like normally he
became the homie.
He lasts a little while. He only really kicks it
Pops
around
out
like
for-
his people. You know,
Yeah,
It's
for
like,
sure. It was definitely a very far fetched dream, but since this random dream, I think I became more of a fan of NBA YoungBoy.
I remember
Because in my head, we're friends now.
when I first started hanging out with Sesh All the Water Boys, I remember I said to him at one point, and by the way, the way that the Shoreline thing has worked out kind of reminds me of the way the Sesh All the Water Boys thing came and went, you know, where it was sort of like,
That's Chris Travis, right?
They sh-
And Eddie Baker. And and Bones, I forgot, yeah.
I don't know what to say. But
No comment.
It felt like they could have, if they had seized that energy, they could have put together a
Huge.
fucking fire album and actually really done that. And then it just sort of fizzled out. And I mean, obviously they all have their solo careers, but it's just,
Yeah.
you know, it felt like there should have been that moment. And there really was maybe like a music video for a moment and not really like a project.
You know? Sad story, man.
I don't know. But
Whoop
anyway.
de fucking do.
I was gonna say that when I first started kicking it with them, I remember I said to like Eddie Baker or some shit at some point. I was like,
Shout out my birthday
Shout out
twin, Eddie
Eddie.
Baker. I fucking
Love
love
Eddie.
It
him.
might
He's
have been
hilarious.
Xavier Wolf, who you were trying to write out of history for whatever reason.
Wait, who?
It might have been one of them. I was like talking about some rapper from Atlanta, and I'm like, man, like it would be so
Is that
tight.
who
to-
you're talking about? The one from Atlanta?
Who?
You just said some guy.
Okay.
I was
Go
talking
on.
to them, and I was saying, oh, like it would be dope to kick it with like blank rapper from Atlanta, and I remember them sort of saying like,
Haha.
you wouldn't really want to kick it with them, like they just like.
Well, this is like young Adam though. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
but they were like, I don't think you would really get along with that dude, like them dudes like that. And when I think about it now, it's like
Because they were completely right.
I tend to get along with the dudes who are like ratty ass, dirty skater type people. Like I don't really like some people in the rap game. They only rap about like jewelry and bitches and drugs,
Yeah.
and then like you hang out with them, and that's literally all that they have to talk
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
and that's all that they do. And then like I don't know, like when I really started to feel like I was hanging out with rappers who I got along with good, it was usually dudes who had like a little bit more maybe like a skateboard or like a whatever
chiller
background.
vibe than them.
More chill vibes, not so egotistical. Some rappers are just like allowed to be in that state of mind too much. Nobody tells them no.
That was interesting to me when we did the Blue Bucks interview, is because that was my first time meeting them. One of them follows me and the other one doesn't, and like I'm just such a fan that it was like just kind of like feeling out the dynamic of like their individual personalities and then them together as a group. It was interesting. I don't know.
That was weird because it's like I'm a kind of guy who like smokes weed and like I don't go to a club and I don't drink, and like when you actually kick it with them, you realize like they're super into sports. They love going to the
That
club.
was the
They love
funniest
buying
shit
bottles. They love buying
ever.
tables.
That was the funniest shit ever. They're like, you don't know who this person is, that person.
They're
I'm
like,
bro.
y'all know about Breaking Bad, but you don't know about like who played for the Jets in 1997.
No,
I'm like,
no,
yeah.
they were talking about people
No.
from like this
They're,
season.
they're like, how'd you feel when LeBron came to LA? I'm like, I probably didn't even know. They're like, oh, that's not even out yet. They couldn't believe how ignorant I was
Yo,
about sports.
Wait, what sports do they like, or all of them?
like basketball. Oh, they play football, and it was funny because I told DJ, I was like, "You look like you play basketball." I don't know if he like took offense to that, but he was kind of like, "Oh, nigga."
Do you see the video that I'm in and shit? That feels tight, right?
Yes, I was like, "Damn, I should have hopped in there a little more."
Yeah, we should have been like, yo, let me get my mans in this
It's-
little bit. So
honestly-
Wait, what
that's
video?
what Puffy would have done. If you were Shine and I was Puffy and the year was 1999 or whatever,
At this-
2000, I would have been like, yo, let my mans
But
get
look,
up in the video.
but at this
Let
point-
my mans get a scene.
At this point, I'm not looking to be
Yes.
the nigga in the background video. I'm trying to text Jeezy like, "Hey, Jeezy, I got this song. Let me get you on it and let's shoot a video to it." I'm not trying to be the nigga in the background.
help them get the fucking
I'm-
GBC fan base that you guys so swapping
No,
shit, you know?
me, I remember Rucci was doing a tour. Me and him were about to do some shit together because it's like, and those outside markets, it's like, bro, don't you feel like the West Coast scene kind of is like sometimes it's like very just stuck in the West,
People
even a
who
little
sound
bit.
like Rucci, yes, because like you'll see a lot of hype and excitement about somebody like a G Perico or a Rucci. Sometimes I feel like they need to be able to communicate their West Coast ass sound to people outside of that bubble, and I think even like them, they probably like recognize that they have to do a really good job of being themselves while also and being true to themselves and their sound while also being able to go past. That's one thing that Shoreline did an amazing job of.
I know
they're very West Coast, but those Ron beats and like the types of shit that they get on, it sounds West Coast influence, but it doesn't sound like some G-Funk shit, you know?
Yeah, because
Tiesto went
shout out my boy 420, man. 420.
He went to San Francisco with Rucci and them to record his album, and he played me some of the stuff, and it's amazing.
Really?
Bro,
it's amazing.
Bro, Rucci's been going crazy putting in that work. Bro, I'm really proud of that man, bro. I remember we were literally little kids, and like, there's a lot of niggas that are from.
Oh yeah, you went to high school with
we went to middle school together. And
the picture is so funny. Have you seen it?
Yeah, no, it's pictures of me and him when we were fucking, and I don't know, fucking what was I about to say? I don't know.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Anyway, let's get the fuck out of here.
We're gonna be listening to your music after this. So
Laura said, "Tell Adam to wear it next week." I don't wear
what?
I don't know.
Wear it.
It.
Yo, me and motherfucking Cam Girl will be streaming live in what, about 30 minutes? Because we're about to go get food first.
She might have been a mask.
We'll be live in 30
What
minutes.
are we talking about? 30 minutes. Let's go get food.
We're gonna get food. All right.
Jumper.com. Appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Go fucking subscribe to our Snapchat show. All 100,000 of y'all.
I never heard of that one rapper nigga y'all keep trying to mention. Never heard of him.
Y'all gotta run the fade.
Wait.